this light. Let me get this light together. Oh, it's a little too much. Hey, Melita. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Oh, wait a minute now. Hold up now. Did you mean to send a request, or you just playing with my feelings? Did you mean to send a request, or you just playing with my feelings right now? Cause we gonna get this party started off right, okay? Y'all, I'm so excited. Hey, I'm gonna get this party started off right. Listen, guys, today is the 20th episode. Yes, I'm gonna bring you in soon, okay, honey? I got you. Today is the 20th episode of Think Different TV. Yes, honey, we made it. And here's the 20 more. There you go. Boom. Okay. Glass took a little pause for the calls last week, so I brought her back this week. And as always, we have our beautiful queen right here. Tuning into the program, seeing what you guys got to say about the topics tonight. Welcome to Think Different TV, episode 20. All right, hosted by me, Lashia. All right, so I'm super excited. What's up? I am DJ Kemo, who is our independent artist spotlight for today on our 20th episode. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Now, I usually have a lot of projects that I start and that I say, oh, I'm gonna do. And rarely do I follow through. I think the biggest projects that I followed through with was my album, Air Music, which is available, is streaming on all platforms. Just want to throw that out there, shameless plug. And Think Different TV. All right? So I'm like, y'all don't know the joy that I feel right now. Like, I was just sitting there like, man, I gotta make sure my outfit right. I make sure my hair right. My makeup is all done up and stuff like that. There's a few things during this journey that I learned to do by myself because, when you're starting a production, you don't have much funding. So you're like, what can I do by myself? So, first off, shout out to a friend of mine who, as soon as he found out that I was going to be doing Think Different TV, he said, let me contribute to what you got going on. I was able to purchase this beautiful ring light so that the light could be on my face so y'all could see me. So that was the first order of business. Then I was like, what else can I do? So I already had an extensive wardrobe, so I didn't have to worry about that. But I did, for the sake of time and money, learn how to do my own makeup. Yes, it's still a work in progress. I'm still working on it, y'all. I'm trying to see what kind of different things can work with my face. But, hey, I'm saving money, okay? I'm saving money, and I'm able to do what I need to do. Think Different TV has been a labor of love. I appreciate everyone who has been tuning in from the beginning, rocking out from the beginning. And people who are just now coming in the fold, come on in. You are welcome, honey. All right. Once again, just for those who don't know, this is Think Different TV, hosted by me, Lashia. All right. Let me get a little chunk into my strawberry. Y'all understand? From the beginning, I was like, let's see how long I can last with this show, right? And coming up with topics, at first it was difficult, but then I just lived my life. And the topics just came to me. Like, I know these strawberries are humongous. And then everything just started coming to me because I stopped forcing it. I stopped forcing coming up with topics. I stopped forcing you know, thinking of independent artist spotlights, it just kind of just came to me. And y'all know I work a job. So like I'm at the job like, like at the beginning I was like, oh my gosh, what's the topic gonna be? But then after a while, I just live my life. And oh, thank you. And guess where I got it from? Y'all never guess where I got this shirt from. Amazon. Look at that. Amazon be having my stuff, like they be with it with the fashion, okay? Y'all probably thought I was gonna say Fashion Nova. No, I haven't shopped Fashion Nova yet, but you know, that is to come. So yeah, guys, so this has been a labor of love. This has been everything, okay? I've made beautiful connections with people. I've learned so much about even doing the independent artist spotlight. Like I said before, you know, it's like I'm learning those artists all over again, because these are people that I know, that I love, that I've seen, you know, come up like from when they started up until now. And it's just amazing to see their growth and see how much they've contributed to the community, not only through music, but through good works. And it's like refreshing. It's just so refreshing. And without my sponsors, Think Different TV could not be here. So I'm going to shout out my sponsors real quick. You got Anointed Ads, which is an award-winning graphic design and website company, okay? 14 years in the making, over 100 websites created, including his own, www.anointedads.com. You know an anointed ad because it got eye-catching designs that you just be like, ooh, honey, I see you. All right? He's done the flyer for Think Different TV. That's the one I've been using to promote my show. He's also done flyers for me in the past for my financial business. He's really good with doing flyers for events, flyers for businesses. And let me tell y'all something. He don't play when it comes to the websites, okay? So guess what? I got a look. At the end of this show, I got a surprise for y'all. All right? Okay. So, Anointed Ads, like I said, this guy is on his game. Phil is amazing, all right? Based right out of Jersey. If you want to get your project started, well, when you get your project started, because there ain't no if, honey. When you get your project started, you get that website, get that flyer done, whatever, and you need that work, hit up Phil, call him at 609-534-0237. Yes, and Will, a surprise. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you all in Illusion. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. Listen, like I said, he's based out of Jersey. If you want to see some of his work, like I said, you can go to his website, www.anointedads.com, or you can check him out right here on IG or Facebook. So like him on Facebook, follow him right here on Instagram. It's ANOINTEDADS, okay? Anointed Ads. All right, y'all need to support these people. They doing their thing. And like I said, when you're ready to get your project started, I said it on several shows before, when you're ready to get that first project started, make sure that you mention Think Different TV, because he is going to give you 15% off. 15% off, y'all. So take advantage, okay? Take advantage. Go and hit him up. And then we have our other sponsor, Euphoria Water. Now, this guy been doing his thing. He's known me since I was out there in the music scene. And we reconnected at the Vegan Expo that was held by, oh my gosh, TT, Royalty Vegans, yes. So, it was held by her. Hey, King Primetime from Prime Nostalgia Podcast. Sorry, I always say that. Logic 613. Thank you for joining in to Think Different TV. I appreciate you coming in and viewing what I got going on. Yeah, and we reconnected at a vegan expo thrown by Royalty Vegans, and he is really a big advocate on making sure that we hydrate ourselves the right way with Euphoria Water, okay? Euphoria Water The cleanest, healthiest water in Philly, baby. Cleanest, healthiest water in Philly. Alkaline with minerals, no additives, no chemicals. Listen, when I tell you, when I take a sip of that water, okay, I feel refreshed, hydrated. I don't feel like, you know how sometimes when you drink a bottle of water, you feel like it's a chore sometimes to drink the whole bottle. You be like, ugh, I gotta finish this water. And a lot of times, I'm not even gonna lie, y'all, at my job, they drink that regular water, okay, in the bottles. And every time I turn around, it's always bottles just sitting around with half, like this much left in it, half left. And I end up throwing them away because when you sit down a bottle of water at the job, it's as good as going, honey. Because I don't know about y'all, but if I leave something somewhere and then I come back to it hours later, I ain't about to drink it, okay? It's going right in the trash, all right? Hey, Chad Anthony, thank you for joining in. Elbay Azim, thank you for joining in to Think Different TV. I just want to make sure that I shout everybody out. Now, y'all know this is the 20th episode, right? So I'm looking for at least 20 viewers. So if y'all are on here right now and y'all know somebody that, you know, like a little bit of gossip and a little bit of tea, and they like music, or they like to have their affairs in order as far as financials are concerned, share this video. Go ahead and share, please. You know, let's run these likes up. Let's run these views up, y'all. I'm too cute not to be seen. So yeah, anointed ads. Anointed ads and Euphoria Water have been rocking out with me from the beginning. Euphoria Water. Get your water today, okay? You know, in Philly, we don't never say water. We say water. We put that D in there, okay? But this is the best water, the highest pH, okay? It's medical grade water. Y'all need to get it today, all right? It's like my body says thank you every time I drink it. I don't feel like it's a chore to drink. Like I'll be going through a glass of this and then I'll pour another glass during the show because I don't feel like it's a chore to drink this water. All right. When y'all ready to put in your order, okay, y'all can go right on IG, go to Euphoria Water, UPHORIAWATER. Or if you live in the Philadelphia area and you want to deliver it to your home, okay, Captain does that. He's amazing. Just call him at 267-707-8279 and get that Euphoria Water today. All right. So guys, it is now 9:20 almost. We're going to jump into this social topic. All right. Now, before I jump into that, I want to send prayers and love to the families who have lost loved ones in the Buffalo shooting done by that idiot. Just going to put it out there like that. And I want y'all to understand that this justice system is not for us. Justice is not for us at all. Okay? That guy was able to be walked away in handcuffs. Didn't have a scratch on him. They didn't tackle him to the ground. They didn't beat him about the head. They didn't accidentally shoot him. They didn't do it. He was actually armed. They didn't do none of that stuff. Right? Exactly. How did he make it out alive? All this. Now, I had a live yesterday when I learned of the shooting, and I posted a lot. Well, I didn't post a live. I just kind of like did it or whatever. But it angers me that there are unarmed black men and women getting killed by police. But this man, just like the Charleston situation, I think that was where it was at, the church, if the guy does not shoot himself, like commit suicide, it'd be like, the hell with it all, I'm gonna kill all these people, then I'm gonna go down a blaze of glory and kill myself. If you know he gets to go to trial, he gets Burger King, he gets to sit with some company. Oh, are those cuffs too tight, sir? Oh, we're so sorry. Let me loosen them up a little bit for you. Are you comfortable? Would you rather be cuffed in the front or the back? Would you like some water? Are you a little parched from all that killing you just did? Like, they get the royal freaking treatment, right? But a young guy, 17 years old, around the same age as the shooter, Trayvon Martin, walking into a complex that he rightfully lived in, gets shot dead, and the killer gets off scot-free. And what was that young man's crime? Being in the wrong place at the wrong time? No, he was in the right place at the right time, and this motherfucker just wanted to come up there and just cause a lot of havoc for nothing. Well, now I guess we can add something else to the list of places that we can't go as black people. We can't be in our own homes. We can't go to the movies. We can't go to school. We can't go to the supermarket. And chances are, those people was probably those early bird people. Them people that be like, you know what? Memorial Day in 2 weeks. Let me get my shopping out the way now, so I don't have to worry about doing all that shopping around the time of Memorial Day weekend. And they ain't even living to see it. Wow. All in Illusion says, did you see that a few more people plan to do it again in the same area? Businesses closed today because of it. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, and then I heard that this dude drove 3 hours to get to this particular supermarket just to shoot some people up. And I want to also say to y'all, if y'all come across the video where it shows those poor people getting shot, please do not post it. Please do not repost it. Please. Please. That's the last thing we need to be seeing on our timeline. I'll end up running across it by happenstance on my timeline. No trigger warning, no nothing. And I was like, what is this? And then it just started happening and I was already caught. You get what I'm saying? Gosh. That's so sad. Girl, there were like 5 mass shootings this weekend for yesterday. I'm telling you guys, we gotta be safe out here. We gotta take care of ourselves. They want to be coming up in their arm. We need to yeah. That's what Jazz said. Shout out to Jazz for joining my live today. So yeah, guys, like, do not share that video. Do not repost it. Do not put up there, because I don't know about y'all, but if I had a loved one that was lost that way, I wouldn't want to keep seeing it on my timeline or see it on social media, repost it over and over and over again so I can see how my loved one died. Like, please, like, let's just stop with that stuff because it's getting out of control. Just don't share it no more. If you see it, I'm going to go as far as to say report it. Because why do we need to see more black people dying on our timeline? Why? What's the purpose? Let's not do that, y'all. Let's not do that. Let's, prayers go out to the families. All right? And I'm not even mentioning the killer's name because I'm not going to give him no power. Okay? Because he going to think he a martyr or whatever. F that, okay? I don't know his name. He's an unknown shooter. He's white. That's all that I know. A white 18-year-old boy who balls didn't even drop yet, who said, I'm going to go out and shoot some people today because, some black people today because, why not? So, guess what? To that I say, young guy, whoever you are, we don't know who you are. We're not going to share your name. We're not going to put your name out in there. It's going to be justice for all those people that were lost in that shooting. All right? That's it. I'm done. I'm not going to say no more about that. Just like Lexi Television. I'm not going to say no more about it. I'm not going to say no more about it. So, now that I got that out of my system, and I know there's a lot of people that want to share, their feelings on this topic, but discussing the issue is very emotional for me, because I had people with children. We gotta. First of all, we gotta worry about our lives. We gotta worry about our children's lives. When I would say 12, 13 years old, I used to walk to the supermarket by myself and pick up things for my mom. And now, albeit the supermarket wasn't that far from me, because she didn't send us to the one across the park. She would send us like the one like a little bit all over to the side, and I don't think that one even exists anymore. But by that age, I was walking to the supermarket by myself. Then I don't even want to imagine these, just going to the supermarket. It was people outside in the parking lot. He didn't even wait till he got in the supermarket to start shooting, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. It's crazy. And I know there's a lot of you that want to share y'all views and y'all opinions on this topic. And maybe I might do another live where y'all can go off and sound off. I like to keep this show light, but I could not go this night without expressing my condolences for the families that lost loved ones. It's crazy. So, here we go. The social topic for tonight. Because we got a dope independent artist that's coming on. Oh yeah. Him apologizing to the white guy. Oh, I'm sorry. No. Ooh. Yo. Let's move away from that. Let's move away from that, y'all. Because we can legit have a whole live on just that topic, but everybody is doing that on their platform right now. I want to set myself apart from them. I'm not disregarding the incident. Like I said, my condolences to the families who have lost loved ones. But I personally, I'm an empath, so just talking about it and thinking about the families and everything like it is making me very emotional. So I have to move away from that. I'm thinking about my son growing up in this crazy ass world. It's also something that makes me emotional. So I'm gonna bring myself down, because my heat level was up here, y'all. My heat level was up here. I gotta bring it down a little bit. You gotta cool off. Cool off. All right. So today's topic is, when it comes to being in a relationship and your spouse cheating, is it more forgivable when that person is wealthy and taking care of everything? Like all your bills are paid, everything that you need is taken care of financially. Like, does that give them a pass to cheat on you? And I thought of this topic because I came across a post where it had Kevin Hart, a picture of Kevin Hart and his wife, and Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, and it said, keep in mind both of these men cheated on their wives, right? So a young lady put a comment under it and said, bitches heal like Wolverine when the bank account is nice. So, is that true? Is it true that women are more tolerant of a cheating spouse when wealth is involved? When they don't have to worry about a bill being paid? When that man is taking care of all of her financial everything? Is it easier to overlook it? Now, let's break this down. Now, cause some men right now, men get taken care of too by women. They have the woman that they go to for money and everything. But you know what? You're right, because they don't really be in a relationship with the woman. They purely use them as a sugar mama, but they don't like claim them like, oh, I'm in a relationship with that person. So I guess no. Okay, I'm seeing some news. Is it easier to just overlook a cheating spouse when they're wealthy and taking care of everything? Now, here's my thing. I would never, I don't, when you think of cheating, it's implying something. It's implying that you are, it's implying that you own that person and that you are like, that person is only with you. I mean, if y'all are married, then yeah, y'all are, if y'all are together, if y'all are together in the eyes of the Lord and everything like that, and he took that step and made that commitment, or she took that step and made that commitment, at that point in time, it should not be accepted. It should not be tolerable for you to just say, oh, well, I can overlook him or her cheating because of the fact that they have money and they have wealth and they're taking care of me and our kids and everything like that. I know eventually it starts to wear on. If at first it was tolerated, because let me tell y'all something. We don't all think the same. That's why this is called Think Different TV. We don't all think the same. There are people out there that would not care as long as they were being taken care of. Let's just put that out there. There are people that are like, please give me that situation where basically like they're taking care of all my bills and all my financials, and they want to go sleep with somebody else. That's fine. As long as they still bring that money home to me, I'm good. There's a lid for every pot, y'all. There's always somebody who is down to do it, and it's not a question of, oh, they don't have self-esteem and this and third. Maybe they just don't consider it like, just because your man is stepping out on you does not mean you should have low self-esteem. That don't mean that there's anything wrong with you. I don't want people to think, oh, this person cheated on me and it's because of me. No, it's a them problem. No, it doesn't have anything to do with you. Cause and some people and it always be the other person that's like, that the person is cheating with. They be like, if you was doing what you had to do in the bedroom, if you was doing what you had to do, he wouldn't have cheated on you. But if it ain't coming out of his mouth, because he probably just going to her for a quick lay because he know he can go get her for a quick lay. All right, he probably ain't giving no money to her, and she just spreading it open for him. You get what I'm saying? And he don't gotta do much. And with you, he knows that you have higher standards, and there's nothing wrong with that. He just knows that there's a little bit more work that need to be put in with you, but that's not going to stop him from putting in the work. He going to put in the work because he's spending the money on you. He's taking care of you. He's doing all that stuff, and he's probably still giving you the dang-a-lang. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, women and men, when you have a spouse that cheats on you, or that cheats on you, it does not have anything to do with you. And they're not necessarily cheating because that person is better than you. All right, let's put that out there. Because sometimes people be like, oh, you know, it's always the other person. Oh, he upgraded. See, he with me now. This and the third. No, he was with you because it was easy to get between your legs. And I told him in order to get in between my legs, he had to marry me. And guess who got the ring? Me. I got the ring. I'm in charge of all of the stuff at home. So what really do you have, honey? So that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's why some women are okay. They like, you want to go sleep with some other chick? Okay. But keep that money over here. All right? Like, keep it over here. Now, is there anybody that wants to jump on and share their opinion on it? Because I don't want to leave anybody out. I want to open the floor for anybody. Just send me a request. I'll bring you into the video. We're going to talk about it. We're going to chat about it. Because I know there's people that are on here right now that, you know, got something to say. And by all means, I want to hear your point of view. So, send me a request. In the meantime, while y'all sending those requests, there you go. Uh-oh. We got M Will coming in here. Oh, we're going to accept both of them. So here we go, y'all. Here we go.
Oh.
Hey, honey.
Oh, hi.
We got Melita and we got Mike and Melita in right now.
She said, uh-oh, you know. Uh-oh.
Because this is perfect, y'all. I don't want to take it back. Yo, I want to thank y'all for joining on today on to this 20th episode. Real quick, I got to shout y'all out. We got Melita right here, a beautiful soul. She does her Miracle Mondays every Monday on YouTube. She got her own channel. Y'all got to go check her out. Words of encouragement, words from the Lord. You know, we need that. We need that. Because in this crazy world, these crazy times, we need that, honey. Yes. And then we got Mike, who is an awesome artist. He has albums out. He's working on another album and another album. And these hits keep on coming, right? So I want to hear y'all points of view on this topic. Is it easier to forgive a cheating spouse when the bank account is negative?
This is perfect because we got the female side and the male side here. Now, if like you were saying, if I was in that predicament where my wife was bringing in that paper, me personally, absolutely not. But I am still a man, and I do still have a lot of male friends who are about that life, even in our age, and we in our mid-30s at this point. Okay, so based off of what I see them go through, the men are cool with it. Matter of fact, the men might even want parts. They're not even worried. Oh yeah, they're not even worried about. They want parts. I guarantee you. Ask any man if he found out that if he find out that his wife is creeping or whatever, and let it be like even with especially if it's another woman. But if he's creeping, what he's going to want to do is he's going to want to start opening up other doors. All right, you creeping? How about we get this threesome going? I got a homegirl. I mean, that all of a sudden now, instead of him addressing that, he's thinking, oh, wait a minute, let me go ahead and take it over here now. Because you creeping, right? So how about we go ahead and do this? You want to keep creeping? Okay, well, how about we go ahead and do Listen, us fellas, we vicious like that, and we don't care. We don't care, yo. Like I said, me personally, I can't do that. But I'm telling you, man. If they find out, especially if they ain't got too much to worry about on the financial front, not only are they gonna be cool, but they're gonna try to open the door to do all kinds of other stuff. This is what I know. So as far as the women's side, I can probably already guess what Ms. Malika gonna say, but I would still like to hear from your mouth yourself.
You can't guess what she's gonna say because she always say me for a loop. So here we go, Melita. What do you have to say on this topic, birthday twin?
I hear you.
Y'all live. All right.
I see.
Hey, birthday. Hey, birthday twin. Shout out to Aquarius. Woo-hoo. You know, this is such a sensitive topic, but it's a real topic, right? So I just feel like if he had that cha-ching, there's a couple of things. Like some women who are noble women be like, I don't care. You ain't going no. Okay, I'm going divorce and we're gonna get that money. I'm gonna take you. Amen. Deuces. That's a lot of people. That's some women would do. Okay, gonna take your money. Okay. Another one is if she's not gonna do that, here we go. Just like the men have an agenda, woman got an agenda. Okay? Especially if she's an older woman, she's gonna have a young dude, nice little 2020, little young man, you know, and have her needs met. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying this is how it's played. If you got a noble woman who be like, no, I'm not gonna put up with your crap, she's gonna leave and she's gonna take what you got. Okay, but if she says, hey, I'm gonna stay, she got another agenda. She's got another agenda. Something's gonna go down, and it's unfortunate, but it's true. And to me, because two wrongs don't make a right. That's just me. Two wrongs don't make a right. Okay, I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, oh, no, you know what I mean? That's just for me. I can't speak for anybody else. But I'm just saying that those are those things. Just like men got those games, women got those too. You know what I mean? They always got a back pocket. It's just the difference is you got a pocket, she got a pocketbook. Feel what I'm saying?
So, I hear that, honey. Listen, when it comes down to it, like I said, there's a lid for every pot, and there's going to be people out there that are down and be like, you know what? If that's what you want to do, that's what you could do, right? And you are absolutely right. There are women that would just cut their losses and say, you know what? I don't want to be in this relationship no more, but I will take half of your money, just like Eddie was like, half, right? So you know, it's crazy. It's crazy because there are certain situations where that cannot happen. If you sign that prenup,
that's true.
If you sign that prenup, you taking out what you brought in. Now, do y'all feel like some people who, and I don't want to say just men, but do you feel like people who are wealthy and are in that position to, you know, have options, do you think that they use that money as a form of control over the person that they're in a relationship with?
You want to go?
That's what it seems like. I mean, you know, I don't have that kind of money, so I don't know for sure. But from the outside looking in, every time you hear of that situation, more times than not, it seems like that is what was the case. And then it just so happens that it gets to the point for the woman that she just becomes sick and tired after 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? But man, that's still a long time to have that hold on somebody just because of that one aspect, you know. And then finally, when they are sick and tired, then they divorce. And then the messed up part about it is it seems like they're so mentally broken up and so mentally beat down by the whole thing that they don't even go after the full force of what they could probably go. They just like, you know, I just want to be done with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then they let him off the hook, and then he just go ahead and do it all over again with somebody else. Maybe in a different way, but he goes ahead and do it with somebody else. That's the reoccurring story that I see with a lot of people over the years that have been with these celebrities, even if they weren't necessarily married, but they were together with that person for a very long time, and they put up with it simply because, you know, At the time, and they were young. Probably has to do with it. They were young, but then as they get older and they start to and who knows what it is, maybe they realize their self-worth, or whatever it is. When they get older, it just gets to the point where it's like, you know what, I don't deserve this. She's like, I don't deserve this. I'm tired. I just want to be done with it. And then she's just done with it. I wish that more women, even if they were in that situation, would go ahead and still just find a little bit more strength to make them pay anyway, so we can kind of get our act together, or at least think twice.
Okay,
you know
now.
what I'm saying? At least think twice.
Right.
Because with those examples, and they're not out there, the narrative is just going to continue. And nobody's going to do anything. Nobody's going to do anything about it. I mean, I'm sorry. Nothing's going to get done about it, which is why we're having this conversation now, because it's still going on. Nobody has made. The only person that's going after it is the only woman I see going after it is the one who kind of had it planned all along. Those are the only ones that I kind of see going after it. Unfortunately, that particular topic hits home. Unfortunately, and I'll just leave it at that. I have a relative who that literally is happening to right now, and he don't even got money. He don't even got money, but she had her agenda. Okay, she knew that she could take advantage of it, and he is every bit to blame. He's every bit to blame. But she had her agenda, knew she could take advantage of it, and she took advantage of it. But those are the only people I see that. Those are the only people I see that make them pay. I'm talking about the ones that have. I'm not talking about those women who have agendas and look for prey. I'm talking about the women who are giving their hearts, giving their souls, giving their all to these men who are supposed to be taking care of them in all aspects, and they don't take care of them in all aspects. Those are the women.
So, Melita, what do you have to say about that? Because I want you to get some say in this.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, brother, I'm loving everything you're saying. So you get a little too snatched for me, okay? And I'm just being real. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, because yes, that's the problem. We just keep hurting and hurting and hurting. There's no healing. Nobody's not dealing with their issues. If we will deal with our own issues, then we wouldn't be having all this cheating and all this and all that. And, we got to love ourselves first before we can love anybody. That's for one. For two, just because you're rich, I see people rich and not rich, or not rich, and people think they're entitled. Since when you think you're entitled to think that it's okay to hurt me? Female or male. What makes you think that it's okay to do that?
What they see.
Exactly. Like, it's not okay. It's not okay. I mean, that's just my personal pee. Like, I'm all about healing, reconnecting with the soul, so that another person won't have trauma about it. Because cheating can be traumatizing. Hurting, like abusing, mentally, physically. That's trauma. So some things got to end, because you got families, you got children involved. If they have children, what about them? We don't talk about the whole picture. So that's just for me, in my perspective. I'm all about that, because in order for us to do better, we got to know better. We got to learn. We got to grow. But we got to encourage one another. Females and males, we unite and not be so against each other all the time. Girl, don't trust her. Oh, what do you? It's too much. It's too much.
Absolutely.
I don't know. That's my intake. I mean, I love everything that he said. I mean, and I appreciate that, because it's like so many people like, oh, get that bag, get that girl, she got a fatty, oh, all this.
Yeah, superficial stuff. It's what's pumped. It's what's been pumped into our communities for as long as I can remember, It's still being pumped into our communities to this very day. Like I said, women aren't making the fellas pay. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing what these dudes are doing, and we're not really being held accountable. So until somebody starts that, where we're being held accountable, and let me tell you something. Yes, getting at our money is going to make us wake up.
Mm-hmm.
We as men, something about that money. Something about that money. You hit that with us, we'll start acting right. But somebody got to start it. Yeah. Somebody got to start it.
So real quick, guys, I want to just, because there's some people that's jumping in, I want to just shout them out real quick. We had a lot of people join on.
Yeah,
so shout out to everybody that jumped on, right? And I just want to remind y'all of the topic tonight. The topic is it easier to forgive a cheating spouse when that cheating spouse is wealthy and taking care of everything financially? And then I also did a follow-up question where I asked, you know, do you feel that that cheating spouse is using that wealth as a form of control over the other spouse? And that's why that person feels like they should just stay in that type of relationship. I can't speak. I've never been in that situation. I do know that I'm at a point, first of all, I'm single, but I'm at a point, if I was in a relationship and there was an agreement, this is what I was talking about on another show that I had, you know, being honest and upfront, you know, if that's what your plan is, or is that, if that's what you believe in, if you're a wealthy person and you say, well, I'm wealthy and I have options, and that you're not going to be the only one, and that is presented to me in the beginning, so I can make a choice whether or not if I want to be in that situation, right, then that's where it becomes like a lid for every pot. Like there's going to be women that are like, yeah, sure, whatever, you know, if you're going to take care of my bills and everything like that, and you want to have options and everything like that, as long as you take care of my bills, take care of me, I don't mind, right? But it's a form of deceit when you're in a relationship with somebody and they're believing that you're going to be faithful and everything like that, and you're wealthy and you're taking care of everything, but you're doing all this slick stuff on the side. Now that's the thing that I have a problem with. Mm-hmm. That's the thing that I have a problem with, because it's like, be upfront and honest. If that's what you believe, that you have options when you're wealthy and this and the third, then say straight up, like, listen, I want to be in a relationship with you, but I want to talk to her too, or him too. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to take care of all your financial stuff. You don't got to worry about none of that. And some people might be like, oh, I would never, but you don't know what you would do if you was in that situation. So like some people they say that, but then if it's presented to you at a certain time in your life, mm-hmm, and you're like, well, you know, might as well. And then, you know what, Mike, it's something that you said when you was talking about you've been with a man for like 15, 20 years, and then you're like, I can't take it no more, and you get divorced, and then you just cut your losses and everything like that. First of all, that's a long time. If you get with your spouse when you're like 25, and then 15, 20 years done passed by, now you're 45, the dating scene is totally different. You gotta get yourself back out there. Some women be like, you know what, I'm gonna just ride this wave. Right, because there ain't nothing for me out there right now, because it's not going to be a guy that's going to take care of my bills and take care of what I need financially. If he's out there doing his thing, oh well, you know, if I'm going to do my thing, I got to be real discreet about it, because I don't want him to find out, because then he probably divorce me with the quickness. But you know, because it is that double standard when it comes to that. Men don't like to be cheated on. They get hurt way more than a woman. Woman be like, you hurt my heart a little bit, but you know, I'm gonna give you another chance. Men be like, oh, screw that, you know, because I can't think about, and excuse my language, so I know a lot of people going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said it. Like, I can't think of a man, you know, saying, oh, it slipped out, put it back in, you know, with my girl. You know, I can't think all of that. I can't think of all of that. You know, so the man be like, no, I can't do it. Because every time I think about it, I just think about the other stuff and I just can't do it. You know, so it messes with them more psychologically, because if a man be like, I'm taking care of this, I'm you know, I'm providing her with a roof over her head, I'm paying all her bills, is then she's still gonna go cheat on me? Like, what's going on? Yeah, so it's like a major blow to their ego. Like, wait a minute, hold up now. You know, that's a little too much. So definitely, y'all, that's the topic. Like, I mean, I know it's other people that have been commenting and saying their piece on this topic, but I feel like, you know, majority that are in that situation, women would stay.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Majority would stay because of the fact that they're having everything taken care of for them. And also, it's hard to get back out in the dating game and find somebody that's going to offer that same, because something got to give. Something got to give, y'all. There is no perfect guy out there. I don't care what y'all say. Listen, he might have money and great, you know, well, sometimes even that suffers. So he might have money and great conversation, but he might not have a big penis. And he, you know, or he might be a cheat.
Keep it funky.
Or he might have a big penis and no money. Or
help me.
Like, listen, it's a lot of stuff. It is never going to be a complete balance, you know. Cause so you know, for all those women that find that men with complete balance, I give it up to you. Keep that man. You know, he not cheating. He got money. He work. You know, he got stimulating conversation. His penis is a nice size. Y'all ride that wave, okay? Don't be cheating on that man, because those type of men that get hurt by women because they don't realize how good they got it, and then they go out on a mission to hurt everybody else. Y'all need to stop hurting these men and women, because y'all smarring them up for the people that really, you know, like I said, it's a lid in the pot. When they finally get that lid, now they don't know what to do with it, because you done messed them up psychologically. That's all I got to say about that.
That's true right there.
It is true. It is true. You're like the female Derek Jackson on that one. Sweet, real quick sidebar. Sweet, you know what? Tell me what y'all think, right? You notice I was just having this conversation with my wife, right? Kevin Samuels has critiqued both sides of the spectrum, but his main critique is usually among the black women, right? And as a result, it's mostly black women that didn't like him. Derek Jackson, I haven't heard him critique women at all. His critique was usually geared toward black men, and as a result, black men didn't like him. My question to y'all is, do we as black people just not like critique? Or is it something else?
Those who are, like I said on last week when I was talking about Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, you know, I truly believe it's this. There's a saying, if it don't apply, let it fly. The only people that be affected by their words are the ones that are doing the dirt. Nothing that Kevin Samuels said bothered me. Why? Because, first of all, ain't no 50-something-year-old man gonna tell me what to do with my life, first off. And second of all, like, I was not one of the women. If I was, like, it didn't really matter to me. Like, he had an opinion. His opinion is an opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has them. You get what I'm saying? He wasn't spitting fact, rhetoric. You know, like, oh, you got your statistics? Okay, where you get those statistics from the internet? Because, yeah, everything on the internet is true. They out there saying you gay, Kevin Samuels. Okay, is that true? Like, we don't know. You don't know unless it's from the horse's mouth, right? So My thing about it was I didn't get offended by anything he said because it did not apply to me. Women that were butthurt over his comments were probably the ones that need to fix themselves a little bit, and they felt those comments deeply because they felt like it pertained to them. Well, listen, if it's about you, let it stick like glue, honey, and you just gotta fix yourself. All right. And then the black men that were affected by Derrick Jackson, first of all, he was pandering to the women because he was trying to get into their pants. That was what he was trying to do. Because as soon as women saw him, it was like, oh my gosh, you're Derrick Jackson. And you talk about, uplifting black women and everything like that. Ooh, it's getting hot in here. Let me take off all my clothes. Like, that's how they would be. And then, and then he like, ooh, now that I know that this is going to give me a lot of the panty draws, let me keep on talking this stuff because he had a whole wife and then there was a whole scandal about him cheating on his wife. So listen, he was saying all that to get under the black men's skin, but he was pandering to the women, the black women, because he was trying to get them panty draws. And Kevin Williams, he was over 50. He was over 50, so he was like, at this point, I don't care what come out of my mouth, because my dad is the same way. He gonna say what he want to say. He don't care how anybody feel about it. It's his point, it's his opinion, and you just gonna have to deal with it or not deal with it, whatever you want to do. But he gonna express his opinion anyway. And that's how I feel Kevin Samuels was. He was like, shoot, I got a platform. People are listening. Whether they disagree or agree, y'all still give them that view. So, so yeah, pretty much, yeah. That's all I got to say about the comment. All right.
Look, man, we gotta do better. Us as men gotta do better. That's how I'm gonna close that. But like I said, it's probably not gonna happen until we get that one woman trailblazer. You know what that one woman trailblazer about to be? It's gonna be Rihanna. Watch. It's gonna be Rihanna. Because it could have been Beyonce, but Beyonce loves Jay-Z. Listen, it's
somebody for every generation. She was a Generation Z's and Gen Z's and the Generation Alphas.
Beyonce, they are in love. So, because I really thought it was gonna be her. Like I for a moment, I thought Beyonce was gonna be that person, and then they ended up, fixing whatever's gonna fix. But it got messy. It got messy, and the thing about it is, B got her own money, right? So she could have really made life a living hell for Jay in that time. And she decided not. And she decided not to. And they seem to be doing okay, So I'm not saying, oh, she should have. I'm just saying I thought she would have. In that moment, especially with her sister getting involved and all that stuff. Like it just got really bad, really quick. And then the music that ensued after the fact and all that stuff. I was like, sheesh, it's getting heavy, but then they ended up doing their thing. So I thought it was gonna be her to do it, but it ended up not being her. So someone's gonna do it at some point. We don't know when. I can't tell you when. Who knows if it's Rihanna, but I don't know when it's gonna happen. But the moment that it happens, that will be a monumental thing in the black community with our fellas, especially the ones with money, as the topic is. We'll see. But until it happens, it's gonna keep on happening, and it's sad. But like you said, for the people who are just kind of like, you know what, the bills are getting paid, I can understand that and I can respect that, especially now because it's hard out here, man. So it's like, shoot, if you're able to latch on to something, if you're able to latch on to something that kind of gives you at least that part of life not to have to worry about.
Right.
Now that I'm thinking about it, who am I to say, oh, because that person is cheating on you, you shouldn't have to take that. Like, no, like that's just gonna be so you're gonna be without a spouse and without your bills paid.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
now I'm thinking about it. That's not really fair. So, you know,
I'm not gonna cut my nose to spite my face. Listen.
Right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that
You got me
wouldn't be fair. I can definitely understand that point of view in the regard, at least until you get yourself situated. At the very least, you get yourself situated using his money, which he would have deserved by that point. So if you want to get yourself situated, like, all right, you know what, he cheated, all right, cool. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm like, oh, you know, I'm gonna do everything I need to do. Act like I don't know nothing. Ask him for a little bit more money. Do that for like the next however many years. Build my empire. After that, I'm gonna have my empire, and then still come after you for half.
Exactly. Malia, because I want you to respond to that, before you jump into that, I wanted to read the Don.S1. Thank you for joining Into Think Different TV. He commented, interestingly enough, a lot of women do accept men with lots of money to not be the only one that they are dating. So in other words, he's saying that, you know, women would prefer that they date other women. Eddie Murphy kind of has that situation with his relationships, from what I remember, and that's true. Sometimes women don't want to be the only one that, oh, I'm your everything. Oh, that's a little, sometimes overwhelming, and also on the men's side, they're like, oh, she wants me to be her everything, and sometimes we can't be everything to our person. You know, something's going to give. Like, I might not like sports, but my husband is way into sports, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I hate sports. You know what I'm saying? And after a while, you don't hide it. You be like, at first we all dating, like, okay, I'll go to a football game with you. Okay, I'll go to a baseball game with you. And after a while, be like, ugh. You go to another football game? You go to another baseball game? Like, how many of these games exist? Like, how many?
forever and ever.
Let's renegotiate the contract. You get about a good 5 more games from me, and then I get to sit my behind at home. How about that? You could take somebody else. And if you find another female that's into sports like he is, and, you know, like, she's like, yeah, let's go to a football game. I'm like, y'all have fun.
Right.
Like, y'all go ahead and have fun. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, she a female, you can't be hanging out with females. I'm like, no, that's your game buddy. Go ahead, I don't care. Like, but Melina, what do you have to say in response to what Will said?
Okay. Well, you know, he was talking about the criticism and stuff like that. You know, it's this old saying, like, eat the chicken, leave the bones. You know, sometimes we need to hear some things that needs to be heard. You know, sometimes, you know, people actually care enough about you and be like, hey, you know, some things needs to be straightened out. It's not how you say it, it's the way you say it. It's how you treat people. Mm-hmm. And it's also the other person's response too, as well. Do you want to grow or do you want to stay? You know? So sometimes we gotta be more accepting. You know, that's just personal to me. Also, you know, with the whole cheating thing and all this other stuff, I mean, I can't judge it because it's easy said and done. You don't know a person's shoes, you don't know their situation, stuff like it's a lot that goes involved, you know. Yeah. And plus your children, you know. So I'm not saying it, but remember, I said it from the beginning. That trauma, it's gonna be a time when that hit. It's gonna be a time when all that you've been through with that person is gonna hit the fan. And are you gonna be, you know, and how are you gonna be able to handle it? Just because you can handle it for 5 minutes doesn't mean you can handle it for 10. So I'm just saying, let's get ourselves together as much as possible. You know what I mean? Because that stuff really do hit. We think that we strong. We think we okay. But when we sit there and we've been married for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you put, you know, I mean, let's get real. You know, you put your whole self into that marriage, whole stuff to that man, that woman, them kids, you know, and then all that. Yeah, we say that is okay, but really, is it? You know? So, and I always say this, be true to yourself. Just like you was telling me, I think about the baseball. Like, oh yeah, when we was dating, yeah, I go boo. Mm-hmm. Now I don't want to. But my thing is, be true from the gate, okay? Because that person will like you for you. Like, boo, listen, I love you. I'll go every now and again, but that ain't my forte. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem. We're not true to ourselves. We're not honest with ourselves. We're too busy trying to get that dude, get that girl, whatever, but we're not being true. And that's why we're not having our real life partner, because we don't want to wait. And I learned the hard way. We so busy. Let me grab this. Let me grab that. You better be careful what you grabbing.
Yeah.
What you grab. I don't care if he rich, she rich. I don't care. I don't care. They got all these kind of bags. Big bag, small bag, that don't mean a daggone thing to me. You don't know what you got in that bag. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I mean, be careful, because it's other things that come about. That's just how I'm passing about. It's other things. Yeah, he might got that, but what's in that bag? What's going on? What's
Mm.
going on? Are you being honest with honest, be real. And if
Yeah.
you say, look, I want a trophy wife, then say that. Or if, just say that and let her make that decision. You know
Mm.
what I mean? I'm not sitting here saying what's right and wrong. I'm just saying, let's be honest. Like my man says, let's be accountable. And that just not just go for the men, women too. We need to be accountable.
Yeah. You
And
know
with
who I, you know who I think of as the perfect example of being accountable, and they're like, as far as I'm concerned, no issues. I've never heard no issues. Lou Williams.
mm,
Lou Williams. Perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
From the gate, Lou was like, listen, I don't know how many girlfriends he got, but it was well documented, and I'm sure he still got them, or he still has his stable of them, but that's the life he wanted to live. He let every one of them know that from the gate, and they made that decision. And
Mm-hmm.
and why, the reason why they made that decision is their reason, right? But at the
Yep.
very least, I am almost positive that they respected him more for keeping it a being with them from the gate. I'm almost
Exactly.
I'm almost positive they did, and so as a result, everybody's happy. Everybody's taken care of. Whatever kind of relationship you want to be in, is whatever kind of relationship. Because the thing about it is now more than ever, at least from at least how I think it is, because I mean, I wasn't too much into the scene like that coming up. I just kind of knew of it through my homies, but not personally. But it seems like everybody from both sides. No, I'm sorry. It seems like more women are now down for that kind of lifestyle now openly, because remember, it is still the double standard, right? But it seems like more now than ever, women are okay with it, and okay to being open with having open relationships now. It seems like that, and it's slowly but surely kind of getting more accepted. Because like I said, Lou Williams is around our age. He's around our age, right? So the fact that he did what he did with his group of women, and all of them would chill with him, and they go to movies together, and this together, and that together. Sometimes he's going to games in Atlanta. He got 3 or 4 of them with him, sitting sideline with him. And everybody's just kind of like, yeah, look at them. They nice. They cool. They not worried about the fact that, because back in the day, we know what we saying if we saw that, right? But now they're like, oh, that's a cool situation right there. They understand, like, more people are starting to kind of gravitate to that part as far as the women are concerned now, right? Which I personally think is a good thing. I think those are one of the double standards that needs to start exiting out. I really do. But like you said, keeping it real from the jump, he comes to mind as a great example, and they're cool. So it's like, all right, like, because like if a woman knows, in my experience, if a woman knows, then they got the decision to make. And then if they make the decision that you want, cool. That way, whatever happens is whatever happens, but at least they knew, and it's not, you don't got to worry about doing whatever comes with that. Whether it's the creeping or, making up the stories and having to keep up with the story 2 years later, and then, all that stuff. It's stupid. It's exhausting. And like, why would you want to do that? You know what I'm saying?
right.
Why would you,
Exactly.
as a man, why would you really want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to, if you want to, I don't. Like, I don't. I've had lies that I told back when I was in like junior high school that I had to keep going until I graduated.
Mm.
I mean, just keep it a bean. It ain't had nothing to do with relationships, but I've told lies in junior high school that I've had to keep going until I graduated. And once I graduated, I said, I'm never doing that again. It is one of the most stressful things that you will ever have to do. So why do that with a relationship when you don't have to? You don't.
So real quick, Mike, I want to just throw that out there. Throw this out there. Y'all know I love Judge Judy, and she always says, she always says, you know, if you tell the truth, you don't have to have a good memory.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Yes. I think I just saw other people saying that.
Listen, y'all, with that, stop the lies, be upfront and honest from the jump, all right? As far as the topic is concerned, I want to hear y'all thoughts and everything on this topic. Is it easier to forgive a cheating spouse when that cheating spouse is wealthy and taking care of everything? And also, do you feel like they use that wealth as a form of control over the other spouse? I want to thank you guys for joining in with me tonight, because I got to jump into this amazing independent artist spotlight tonight. But I want to thank y'all so much for joining on. Melita, she has Miracle Monday. It's a Miracle Monday right on YouTube. Yeah. Go ahead and subscribe to her channel. And M Will Music Soul, you got to go and follow him, because he
Malika, or what is your
Melita.
I'm so sorry.
Melita.
What is your IG, real quick? Doing the networking thing.
Well, if you go right up at the top with the little arrow, you go to Think Different TV episode. Up at the top.
Got it.
Got it. Yep. Follow. M Will Music Soul. He has music for days, hits after hits. We actually got some things in the works. So y'all stay tuned. We got some things in the works. All right.
Okay.
All right. So shout out to y'all for joining with me tonight on Think Different TV, the 20th episode. Woo, woo.
Yo, big ups to you, man. Keep it going.
Thank you. And we're gonna chat more. We got more topics. Next week's topic, since we here, next week's topic is, should parents, wait a minute, let me make sure I got this right. Because y'all know I write everything down, y'all. Because sometimes my brain will be holding everything. Next week's topic is, should parents just hand their wealth over to their children? I saw a post. It had Shaquille O'Neal with his kids, and it said, he said, listen, we're not rich. I'm rich.
Yeah.
So that's the next week's topic. I can't wait to hear y'all views on that. And I thank y'all so much for joining me. Much love. And we're going to go into this independent artist spotlight. So I'll see y'all later.
Bye. Congratulations.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sticking around for this artist spotlight.
All right, guys. So here we go. Let's see. We gotta clear the there we go. All right. So before we jump into the independent artist spotlight, I want to thank y'all for tuning in so far. I see a lot of people that jumped on. Man, this episode is crazy in a good way. All right, because we're getting points of views and we're getting people to comment and share their thoughts, and this is just amazing. Oh my goodness. Let me throw some lip gloss on. Get my lip gloss popping. This is Share Illusion by Mary Kay. All right. So that was a crazy topic. I'm glad I got everybody's points of view on it. If you still want to share your point of view, when this video is posted on my IGTV series, Think Different TV, make sure y'all hashtag replay if you're watching the replay, and post your comments. I want to know what y'all think. Also, I have a YouTube channel, which is going to be reposted on as well. All right, Think Different TV on YouTube. Make sure y'all go over there and subscribe. All right. And you can also post all of your thoughts about the topic tonight. I love to hear from you guys. Also, I want to know what y'all think about the show. So if y'all have a topic that y'all want to discuss, you know, a social topic that y'all want to discuss, drop it in the comments. You know, we want to keep this train moving. All right. And if I pick yours, I'm going to shout you out. Like, you know, and Will Music Souls suggested we talk about this tonight. You know, Commotion _ Rhyme Book decided we wanted to, you know, talk about this. That girl Erin said we should talk about this. Like, I want to shout you guys out, and I want to know y'all thoughts on these topics. Okay, so before I go into this, I'm going to shout out my sponsors. Anointed Ads. Anointed Ads is an award-winning graphic design and website company. 14 years in the making, over 100 websites created, including his own, www.anointedads.com. You just know an anointed ad because it got eye-catching designs that you like, ooh, honey, I know that's an anointed ad, all right? Throw a little anointing on that, right? So he has created the flyer for Think Different TV that I've been using to promote my show. He's also created a lot of flyers for me in the past for my financial business. And when you're ready to get that flyer done for your event, for your business, you want a website created for your business, hit him up, okay? You can go right to his IG, Anointed Ads, that's ANOINTEDADS. You can also check out his work on his website, www.anointedads.com. You can also, you know, like him on Facebook, Anointed Ads. And when you're ready to get your project started, and notice how I said when you're ready to get your project started, be it a website or a flyer, whatever your heart's content, right? Whatever your heart's desire, you know, you can hit Phil up directly at 609-534-0237. Get that project started today. And when you mention Think Different TV, you get 15% off of your first project. So let's do that, y'all. Let's get it going. And then my other sponsor is Euphoria Water, the cleanest, healthiest water in Philly. If you're going to hydrate the right way. It has the highest pH, okay? It's medical grade water. It's going to get your body feeling like, oh, thank you, I'm so refreshed. Thank you so much for hydrating me the right way. Thank you so much for taking care of me, because we only get one body, y'all. We need to do what we need to do to make sure that we're taking care of everything, all right? A lot of times, the worst water comes in the best looking bottles, all right? When they drop the little drops in there, it turns yellow. That is not good, honey. You do not need no yellow water. You need to get you the purple water, the true purple rain, okay? So that's Euphoria Water. Make sure you hit up Euphoria Water when you want to place your order. That's UPHORIAWATER. Or if you're in the Philadelphia area and you want to deliver it straight to your home, I'm talking about big behind gallons like this. You want a gallon like this? Hit up my man, Captain, at 267-707-8279. Place that order today. He will deliver those jugs to your door. Euphoria Water. All right, y'all. So those are our sponsors. And now, and real quick, I am looking for more sponsors. This is the 20th episode, and I see myself doing 200, 300, 500,000 more episodes. So if you have a business, small business, small business is the topic or whatever, but we all know that small businesses have that big business energy, right? So if you have a small business and you would like to sponsor the show, so I'm up here telling people about your product and the services that you provide, you can hit me up in my DM and say, hey, I would like to be a sponsor. What all comes with that? What can I do? All of that good stuff. I want to shout out Philly Czar that joined on, Dante Smith that joined on, Low Key JB, Neo Star Music Management. Thank you for joining in to Think Different TV. Listen, guys, you're a small business and you want to get your business out there. I'm telling y'all, come on over. Let me do the sponsorship. Let me put it out there, what you provide for the people, the services, the products that you have, all of it. All right? All of it. All of it. Want to make sure that we put you out there, honey. And I want to say that as long as I have this show going, I want to make sure that I'm using my platform to put small businesses out there and also to promote the artists that I love, which brings me to our next segment. This independent artist spotlight is on none other than I Am DJ Kemo. I Am DJ Kemo is, well, DJ Kemo, but his Instagram is I Am DJ Kemo. DJ Kemo started off in the game as a hip-hop artist, still is a hip-hop artist. He also was doing a lot of events in New York. So New York was where he's from, where he is from. And I met him purely on the internet. I said I wanted to come out to New York. What open mic or whatever can I get into while I'm out there? Because at the time when I was traveling, it was a purpose why I was traveling there. Like either I was going to be in an open mic or I was going to do a showcase, or it was rarely to just vacation, right? I didn't even vacation in New York until like I was in my 30s, but in my 20s, my early 20s, I think I've probably been out there once for my birthday. But other than that, every time I went out there, it was for shows. And he had a show that I attended at a bar out there in New York, bar club. And the company, Just Born Entertainment, that he had, JBE, was something that was established to me. So I was scared because I was like, these are people that are, well, I mean, I had that nervousness, like those butterflies, because I was like, you don't know, like out in New York, you don't know what kind of pool people have. When you're in Philly, you know, okay, this person don't have that much pool because you live in Philly. You like, oh, they don't have that much pool, but it's good to still do the show or whatever. But New York, I didn't know. So I approached every show that I went out there for. Like I went the whole 9. It turned into me linking up with him to do some projects. And they never panned out because there was a lot of stuff. Like, I think the younger me, I need to go back and smack the younger me, because it was a lot of times where it was just like, okay, you just not doing what you need to do to really put yourself on like that. Like, what are you doing? But anyway, I've been out there several times to like write, and then kind of lost touch. Then we came across each other again, and by this time he was I think he was DJing, but I don't know. He'll tell you about his whole journey, because I wanted him to really talk about the journey from being a hip-hop artist to being a DJ to being an engineer. Like, he does so many different things. He's a producer. What else? He might dance a little bit for you. And he's a chef. That's another thing. He's a chef. And I'm like, where my plate at? Okay, where's my meal? I just want to know. But this guy, he has so much music. His catalog is extensive. He recently teamed up with B&A Island and the New Jack Kings to bring more music in a different way. Like, and the crazy thing about it is that he doesn't limit himself. So there are artists that be like, I just do this, or I just do that, or, and he does not limit himself to just one thing that he's doing. He makes sure that he's not spreading himself thin, but he's just like on some type of stuff like, okay, if this is going to push me musically and put, like, he likes to push himself musically. So it's always a challenge. Like we can do stuff over and over and over again, but then after a while we kind of fall into the trap of it becoming comfortable, and we don't feel the challenge anymore. It's like, this is so easy to do, this and the third. But he constantly challenges himself and pushes himself to do better and do more, and give us more content and share more of his gift with us. And he's learning more and more stuff to make him a better artist, make him a better everything. You get what I'm saying? Some people feel like they get stuck in their ways and they say, I don't need to learn no more. I don't need to better myself. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do that. But he actually takes the time to say, you know, I'm going to learn how to engineer. I'm going to learn how to produce. I'm going to learn how to DJ. I'm going to learn how to do everything that he's been doing. And I'm not going to limit myself to just one type of music that I keep pushing out. Like some of these artists, they keep pushing out the same type of daggone music. You be like, oh my gosh, like another heartbreak song. Oh my gosh, like why does all this sound like trap music? Like, you know, he has some love songs. He has some songs talking about real social issues. He has songs about, you know, heartbreak. He has songs like the catalog, I said, is extensive. He has a song pushing up Black queens. He has a song, you know, talk about the state of affairs in the world right now. Like, I'm telling you, period. Okay, this dude is amazing. Period. But I want to bring him in because we actually were supposed to do an interview before, but something came up. You know, life happens. You know, life happens. And I still was like, you know, well, I'm still going to play his music. But he had some new music coming out, y'all. So we might get a little bit of exclusive stuff coming out on the speaker today. So let me go ahead and get him, bring him up, and just be like, yo, I'm sorry it took a while for me to go and pull you in. But guess what? The social topic was crazy, so we really went in on it. But hey, DJ Kemo, what is up? What's up? Now, I know I talked about, is there anything I left out? Because I know you do a lot of stuff. You're a man of many gifts, many talents. You do a lot of different things. So is there anything that I left out?
No, I can't say that. I think you pretty much covered it all. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So how are you this Monday night?
Good. Okay.
So, you know, I want to know your journey, man. I want people to hear your journey. How, because we talked about it before, you know, you didn't start off as like the DJing came later on, you know, and I wanted you to talk about the process. Like, you don't have to get into the nitty-gritty details of everything, but just that, why you went into doing it, and also the transition period from doing one to the other. You still are a hip hop artist, but having that DJ attached to your name has opened a lot of doors for you, and I want you to talk about that as well.
All right. Well, I mean, you know, being an artist has always been my passion from the door. Just being in music from, you know, I started playing instruments, and then fell into, you know, the art of writing and then, you know, creating bars and putting it to the beats and that whole thing, you know. So production essentially was my first thing, you know, because it was instruments, and then it was learning how to make beats, and then it was rhyming. But you know, I never wanted to be a DJ. Believe it or not, I never wanted to. I was like, you know, leave that to the dudes that do that. You know, I do events, and I would meet a lot of DJs. You know, you mentioned the events I did, and I was always like, yeah, you know, that's cool, you know. But then it got times where, you know, a lot of DJs wouldn't be reliable, you know, because we was upcoming in the beginning doing the showcases, so we would deal with a lot of upcoming DJs, and they would not be reliable because they wasn't, you know, making the money they wanted to make, or they was doing it for free or pro bono for promotion. So, you know, I get stuck. So, you know, something will have to happen. So it would be me going behind the turntables, trying to figure something out to get the artist working. You know, the show must go on, right? So, I wound up finding myself behind the boards more than I wanted to be. And then when I moved to Atlanta a few years ago, I seen the scene for DJs was real big out there. And mind you, like before that, I already was working with shout out to Big Beats when I did Just Rock the Mic Radio. His mentor was DJ Red Alert, who also put me on to the, so I got to see a lot of that there. I got to learn a lot of things firsthand. So you know, all these things were all in my head, but still becoming a DJ wasn't what I was trying to do. And once I then relocated to Georgia and I seen how the DJ scene was down there, I decided that you know, let me give it a go. Let me see what this is like, because what happened is it wound up being a door, a way for me to open a door for independent artists. What I started doing up here, you know, I started doing a lot of showcases, and it was always for the independent artists. It was always like, okay, we did Just Rock the Mic Awards. We did 4 consecutive shows where we gave artists independent artist awards. And I'm talking about, this is 2012, 2013, when nobody was even thinking about doing independent artist show award shows. So I think it's very interesting to see that now. I remember watching the BET Awards in like 2012 and like damn, why nobody do that for the independent artists? Why nobody do award shows for them? And here we are. So it's interesting to see. You know, I can't say I started it all, but I haven't really seen none. You know, when I started doing it, and now it's a more popular thing to see now. And so going back to Georgia, like I started getting a lot of doors open as a DJ, just getting artists in. You know, I was able to, if I'm playing in the club, I could play your music now, or I could talk to the owner and be like, hey, let's do a show. Let's get these artists to perform here. And it started to turn into something where we're not just doing showcases, but I'm getting select artists that are dope that could just perform in front of a party crowd. And that essentially was something that built a relationship with me and the artist. And that's why people ask me today, like, how did I build my network with independent artists? It's all about relationships. It's all about, because it's not just about me being a DJ, but it's also about me having that connection. I'm an artist. I've been an artist first, so I know the struggle. I know the grind. I know what you got to do, so I can relate. And a lot of DJs, they don't understand that. You know what I mean? So being in a circle with other DJs is also like, hearing the certain things and hearing how they view artists is like, it's crazy. I kind of even changed some people's minds on perspective, because I'm like, hold on, I'm an artist too. So and it's like a lot of DJs don't consider a lot of things that artists go through. They just they don't think. They just think, if they look at it like just another track or just another, you know what I mean? They don't realize all the work that went into the track, or all the hard work the artists have to do to get it in your hands, or how much they trust in their songs with you, and all of that. But needless to say, I definitely felt like I made a good choice becoming a DJ. I like all the relationships that I built. I like all of the artists that I work with. Shout out to Trevo, seeing you on here. One of the main artists I work with. So yeah, it's what it is.
Yeah, shout out to Trevo. Thank you for joining in to Think Different TV and tuning in and rocking out with us tonight.
My cousin, so India. I see him.
Your cousin on here too?
Yeah.
We got a lot of people that doing it. Hold on, I'm missing everything. Oh, we got India. We got Born Diva. Oh, thank you. She said happy 20th. This is the 20th episode. So you talked about your DJing journey now, and you talked about how it opened up doors. Do you feel that sometimes to get your stuff, okay, let me back up because I know what I want to ask. So I was watching a video that M. Will had did a while back. He talked about one thing that an artist should learn how to do, if they haven't already, is learn how to engineer, because that can save you time and money in the long run. Do you feel like, as far as exposure, becoming a DJ has saved you a lot of time and money and headache? You know.
Yes, absolutely. To tap into what and Will said about engineering, yes, and it's crazy because before I was a DJ, that was the same song I used to sing. I used to be like, yo, yeah, like even if it's just like you ain't got to be no super engineer. Like if it's just knowing the basics, like the basic things to make your voice sound decent. You know what I mean? Because that could help, as you know, and if you know those basic things, because you know when you go to different studios, especially when you start to progress as an artist, you may not always be working with the same engineer. You know what I mean? So if you have an engineer that you like, that you really enjoy, and you know he's great with your voice, pay attention to what he's doing or she doing, and make see what's going on. So then when you go to another engineer, you can be like, hey, I like this amount of reverb on me, or yeah, it's a little bit too much compression, and you know what you're talking about. You ain't just sounding stupid like most engineers think you as an artist. Now taking that to the DJing scene, it's the same thing. Like as a DJ, it definitely opened my eyes to a lot of things. It saved me time because I was able to DJ a lot of events that I could DJ and host. So I didn't need to hire a DJ or pay a DJ because I could do it. I could run it, or I would only have to worry about a host, which is a lot cheaper than a DJ. You know what I mean? So I was like, well, I could DJ. We pay a host. That's easy. You know what I mean? So that helped out in a lot. And just the fact of just having relationships with other DJs, because I'm a DJ, automatically then you put DJ behind the name, and they see that you dope. It also puts you in another circle, and DJs you get respect. So you'll have DJs that be like, oh man, you got an event, and they'll come do it pro bono because they rock with you, just because they know you another DJ on the grind just like them, and they respect you, or they might need you in the long run. Like, oh shit, I might have an extra gig, and I need this one to come fill in. So it's becoming a union, which is kind of why I started the coalition, which I'll talk about that, whatever. But yeah, like this is shout out to Just Savvy DJs.
Just Savvy DJs. I was about to say that. Yup.
Yeah.
The other thing that I want, so we know that you do it all. Hip hop artist, DJ. Let's talk about your producing and your engineering. Because one thing that I've seen in your growth is that you are learning so many things to, one, save you money, save you time, save you headache. And like, can you talk about that process? Like, how do you just sit down and say, you know what, I'm going to learn how to do this? Like, when does it just click in your head? Like, you know what, I'm going to learn how to do this.
Listen, sometimes it's for some people, it's like that, where it's like, no, I'm going to learn how to do it. And in some cases, which in 90% of the time was my case, was I ain't got nobody else to do it, and I need to get this done. So how we go, and that's kind of how I fell into engineering. And it was sort of like, and this was before YouTube was really even a big thing, where you can learn anything on YouTube, and I still was trying to figure it out. Like of course there was programs, shout out to Institute of Audio Research, like that I've learned some basic things from, but it was still like. Because the thing about going to school for engineering is they're going to teach you the basics, but the real deal is that the industry is always changing. So if you listen to something a song that was recorded today, and then you listen to a song that was recorded in '95, the standard of quality is different. This is why they're remastering songs now, to make it sound up to par for quality now. And this is going to go on every 10 years or so. It's going to sound, even you can listen to something for 2010 and it sound different from now. You know what I mean? So to teach, you can't really teach that. You can't teach, something that evolves every few years, but you can only teach the basics. So you gotta keep your ear to the radio, to what's out now. You know what I mean, and study other engineers and all the ones that's popping, because this is how you're gonna figure out. So in general, that falling into engineering alone, was a gem. That was mind blowing, because doing that right there was the key to a lot of other things. Like, because I started watching the engineering scene and how that was evolving, I started also watching every other part of the game, other rappers, other producers, like other DJs. And then now my eyes is open. I'm watching all parts of the game now. And now it's like, okay, you know what I mean? And so this is how, you know, now you know how to market. Because now you know you see it. You know, you got to study your competition. So if now that you see the competition, you know how to market, you know who your fans are. And a lot of artists forget that. That's a key that a lot of artists don't know. They just be focused on their music and they keep throwing music out. Who you throwing it to? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who out there sound like you that's already throwing it to the people you need to get to? You know what I mean? That's why they ain't getting it. You know what I mean? You got to think about that. So, you know, couple keys to success, you know.
So let's jump into your hip hop artistry, right? Let's talk about we want to talk about your albums that you have, the new music that you're releasing. You got a lot going on the hip hop artist side. I'm like, how is he doing this all? Cause
look, man,
a lot.
I feel like Pookie, man. You call it? I be trying to fall back from that, man. Like that's what all started for me, man. Like you know, I'm talking about lunch tables in the cafeteria, banging on desks. You know what I mean? In the school, like that's why I take it back to, like, you know, just freestyling in the cafeteria, like, you know, in a little circle. So you know, I've been rapping for like crazy, like, so it's like, all right, cool. You know, not everybody want to be a rapper. And then when you hear a lot of these artists that's out now, you like, oh, really? You know what I mean? Like, no shade, but at the end of the day, it's like, you know, where the bars at? You know what I mean? So it's like I'm going to plug in my artist, yo, shout out to Trevo, who cracked the code, right? Like, you know, off rip, like, you'll think, okay, it's another trap song, or it's another trap song. But when you listen, you like, oh, did you just hear what he said? Like, the bars is crazy. Like, the way to do, you know what I mean? And, you know, I'm going to put you out there for a little bit, Trevo, but, you know what I mean? Like, this man listens to, like, he'll sit there and say, I listen to Prince, I listen to Whitney, I listen to, and you like, yo, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? And he studied the greats. He'll study the greats to, you know, make sure, you know what I mean, to put him in a different bracket, you know what I mean? So to solidify his sound, you know what I mean? And that's genius, you know what I mean? A lot of artists don't know that code either, but nonetheless, I feel like every time I try to fall back from the rapping, everybody, you know, they try to pull me in. I guess because I've been doing it for so long, and, you know, I mean, I guess, you know, I get the albums and the mixtapes and the, you know what I mean? You know, it start off with the whole drop a verse here, then it's, all right, drop it, then I'm like, let's do a song.
You didn't even drop a verse on that joint. You just had a little and, you know, DJ Kemo in there, but you didn't even have to drop a verse in there. You was just like,
what are you talking about? What song?
And Pandemic the Cure remix.
Oh yeah. Now see, that right there, you know what I mean? And that shout out to everybody that was a part of that song right there. That right there is a monster, man. We ain't done with that yet, but shout out to Trevo, Ma, Preach, being a Allen, jump back on there, Mooley. You know, everybody that was on that, man, was crazy. I couldn't touch it. It's one of them things where you got to leave it alone, man. You can't. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I was meant to be the DJ. And that's the thing. That's another thing. When wearing multiple hats, you got to know when to be what person. You know what I mean? Like, or when to wear what hat. And a lot of people that do that don't know how to juggle that. And I'm saying it's the easiest thing, but you got to, if you're gonna wear multiple hats, especially in the music industry, you got to know when to put on the hat. Because in that situation, if I tried to put on my rapper hat, it wouldn't have did it justice. I had to be the DJ. You know what I mean? I had to be the DJ for that. You know what I mean? There's certain times where it's like, okay, I just got to be the producer. I can't be the DJ, the rapper, nothing. I'm just going to make the beat, produce it, this y'all. You know what I mean? And sometimes I just got to be the rapper. I can't be the DJ. I got to just go in here and kill his verse and just body it like, you know what I mean? Like how I know I'm supposed to. So, you know, it's different times for that, man. And, you know, that takes practice. That takes skill, but you know, I feel like
skill, because I know that doing this show, there's so many people like, well, I thought you were still singing. I thought, what happened to your music? Are you still doing your music? Are you still doing this? Oh, why are you not putting yourself out there? You have a platform there. Why are you not putting your music? I'm like, because when I came up with this platform, it wasn't to put myself on in that way, because I'm going to do my music regardless, and my music is a passion. But I didn't say, oh, I'm going to create Think Different TV so I could put my music out there. You know, I used it as a platform to share my thoughts on certain social topics, get other people's point of views, also to interview and talk with or just spotlight independent artists that I know and love. So it's not about me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's very hard for some people to play that role. And I learned to humble myself into a certain position a long time ago when I was doing background vocals for different artists. I was doing my solo thing, but it was enough for me to be like, oh, you need me to do background vocals? Okay, I can play background vocal,
Right.
vocalist for you. You know, because you don't always have to be in the spotlight. Sometimes you contribute way more in the background than you do in the front.
and that's the thing, man. And people don't get that, man. And honestly, it's not. My thing is, you know, right? It's like basketball, right? Sometimes you don't always want to take that. You don't have to take the shot, man. You know, sometimes you're gonna get remembered because you was the one who passed the ball to make that winning shot, man. So you know, people gonna be like, yo, man, you had the best assist the whole game. So, you know, sometimes that's really what it is. I mean, you got to know, you know, because it's like you got to know your strengths. You got to know what's what, you know, and a lot of times people don't know that, or people got too much pride to, you know, to say, hey, that ain't me, but they want to do it because, you know, they feel like the pride want to make them feel like they could do it, but you ain't doing yourself no justice, man. So, yeah, you know, you know, shout out to everybody that's really that figured out the code, to crack the code on that, you know. So,
yeah, absolutely. So can we talk about your albums? Can we talk about the music that you have out there right now and music that is coming up? I know that you had Breaking Kemostry. You also have the new album that you just released. Now, is it a single, Changes, or?
Yo, so Changes, yes. Let's talk about Changes. And shout out to people again. So Changes is so crazy, man. Changes is what brought me pretty much back on the scene. Like before I did Changes, I wasn't really doing I wasn't doing no rapping. I wasn't doing no songs. I was just on some like, I'm chilling. I'm just, you know, whatever. And so, you know, at the time I was going back and forth from South Carolina. You know, shout out to South Carolina. And you know, every time I'm in the area, I gotta shit up my man Tree. I gotta see what's up. So he's like, hey, let's go hit the studio. What's up? So you know, I'm in there just supporting him. You know, he doing his thing, man. The man's process is crazy. So he doing his thing, and you know, his engineer, which is also my brother, Uncle Marv from Music. Shout out to you. You feel me? You know, Uncle was there, and he was like, "What's up? What we doing?" And I'm like, you know, chilling. You know, and it just so happens like I had something on deck that I was just messing around with, but nothing crazy. And, you know, they kind of was like, you know, man, don't do your thing. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, all right, you know, why not? And it wound up being a big track, like, to say the least. Like, you know, from the production with Uncle Marv on it, like the way he engineered that, crazy. You know, and there's very few engineers that I trust with my vocals, man. But the way he did that, crazy. You know, and it's big. So actually, is one song that I personally say, or as far as marketing, I'm sleeping on. So I'm kind of getting it back on in the promotion right now. So it's, you know, yes, if you got Spotify, iTunes, I mean Apple Music, anything, anywhere you play music, Changes, you know what I mean, by yours truly. Make sure you go and check that out. So yes, that's out. And then I got NFT. Well, before I do NFT, breaking Kemostry is what came after that. That was during the pandemic, you know, and that's just a lot of songs that I've done. I've done verses to in the past that never got released. I've done songs on mixtapes that never got put out, and that's what Breaking Kemostry is. So if so people that has been on my journey, like even you that's been knowing me for years, might hear some familiar sounds, might hear some familiar verses that might have songs that never got out. Then now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put them in there. So that's what Breaking Kemostry was about, because Kemostry was the name that I went by when I was just strictly an artist. So it's just like as a DJ, I'm breaking Kemostry. So that's why I put those songs out, got that out during the pandemic, and now working on NFT, no free tips, and this is I'm actually kind of excited about this project because it's like a reunion in a sense, a reunion and and a blend, because I got a lot. It's in a connection, because I got artists that I haven't worked with in a long time. Like shout out to my brother K Swaz from there. We actually we used to form a group called Each Crown. So and we kind of connected. So we got songs on there that we're gonna do some songs together on this project. And then I got Trevo is on this. I just got the vocals for No Favors. Crazy. So we got that. B&A Islands on there. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm getting a twist. Still waiting on something from you, but yeah. So this is what it is, and so that's the whole concept of no free tips. Is pretty much is like there's everybody's in there is gonna be either day one, this day one, whether you was there from day one in the past or you never changed up on me from the day I met you from the day one. So that's and there's ain't no free tips and no real friends. It's just real solid relationships. So that's what this is all about, man. And ain't nobody gonna give no handouts. So no free tips. It's the whole concept, the whole album gonna be crazy. New Jack King.
You know, I was gonna say about New Jack King. Over there.
It goes on, man. New Jack Kings. We got that's a whole. I just formed a duo with B&A Allen. We are now managed by Gene Groove Allen. If y'all know who that is, we will see House Party. The guy who did I'm getting those digits, you know what I mean? You know me, so yeah, he's now my manager. And we've got to break some. We're working on some stuff, man. We're breaking some barriers. So if you on your Instagram, make sure you hook new_Jack_Kings. And on TikTok and on Facebook, everything else, New Jack Kings. Make sure you follow, share, follow. Yeah, man, and we tapped into the '90s New Jack vibe. Fat Man Scoop is behind us on it. Yeah, so he, we did that one song with him, Daydreaming. Oh, shout out to Femi, salute. Man, so we did that one song, the remix that's coming soon. So now, from there, he just wanted us to do a whole bunch of other New Jack vibes, New Jack swing vibes, man. So we got at least about 8 more on deck. We decided to put a whole project out. Yeah, and numbers is going up. We got content creator working on some stuff for us. You might see me doing a lot of these reels. That's why I build some stuff up. We just building momentum and building social media up. So that's all. And everything we doing is we bringing the '90s back. We pretty much, showing, we reminding the people that's from that era what it was like, and we putting, the new people on to what the '90s was, which I missed out on. So it's kind of fun, that we get to do that. One of the it's just doing New Jack in general, man. It's just fun, man. Just fun, good, feel good music, and it is what it is,
So here's what I want to ask too. I know as creatives, when we go into write and everything like that, are there any songs that are written out of life experiences? I know all of them are, but is there like a few that you could touch on that are kind of like, I'm writing about my life, like nobody can, cover this because this is about my life, like this is true to me? Or is this something that you still are you still working on something like that? Is there something that you want to do in the future, have like a song that's true to like your life experience?
In general, you know what I mean, there's no cap in my rap, you know what I'm saying? Everything I write, pretty much what I write about is from some sort of experience, whether something I witnessed firsthand or something very personal to me. I would say the most personal song that I put out, that was the most realest, one of the realest songs I ever put out. It was on Breaking Kemostry. It's called Reflections, and I did that. That was an older song that I never put out, and I felt like I need to put that out. But Reflections has got to be the most. I held no punches with that. Like that's every second of that song is true. And that came from a deep place. And then you got other songs that's personal from Breaking. Actually, you listen to the Breaking Kemostry album in a whole. That's a real personal album. You know what I mean? It was in the pandemic. You and your feelings. You go all by yourself, cooped up. Can't even go to the barbershop. Just sitting there, just looking like Wolfman in a cave, just sitting there with the phone trying to write music. Just You know, so you know a lot of the, you know, a lot of stuff comes and you get really more get in your feelings. So that's what you're gonna see a lot. You know, you're gonna see a lot of that in that you know, that's out everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music. You know, I did a song in there about my daughter. It's called Baby. You know, so yeah, who's also very did anybody know that's my heart right there. So you know, did a song about the transition from my past relationship to, you know, onto other things. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I got a couple things on there. You know,
And I'm glad you brought that up, because not only is he doing all this, y'all, he is a father too. Like, like he has, and she got your whole face. Like, and I'm like, and then you also are like, I saw that her name is DJ Mommy.
DJ Mom, yeah. DJ Mom.
You like, where you doing her ass? You like right there. She is too adorable. And I just want to say, like, that how hard is it to, you know, because we sometimes struggle with that balance between home life, you know, our personal life and our professional life. Yeah. So is there a struggle there, or are you kind of like managing?
It's never really been a struggle, especially with her, because I've been doing it since she was born. You know, even you know, when I had her in the house with me every single day for the first 2 years of her life, like I was like, if I had to do a mix, she was in the studio with me. You know, I think this is why even now she just likes being in my studio wherever I'm at. Like, right, like she just, because even when before she could even open her eyes good, she was in her little bassinet. Just as long as you stay asleep, I got my headphones on and I'm working. You know what I mean? So, and even watching her grow up, when she started walking, I would be the first person she'd come to. She'd wake up, want to leave out the bedroom, half sleep with her blanket, trying to come curl up with me. You know what I mean? Just, you know, I'm sitting there, I'm working on a mix or I'm working on the beat, and she just got to come in there. She ain't even have all the way awake. She just got to come on her blanket and lay with me, you know, because I guess that always been her comfort zone. So, you know, that has always made it easy. So now as she getting older, you know, and more, it can self-manage a little more. It's nice to breathe. You know, she, you know, whenever I have her around, you know, she know, hey, like, if I gotta work, let me handle what I gotta handle, or, you know, I might get her involved with some things just to make her feel like she's, you know, a part of it, you know. So it all works out, you know. So.
Kivo said she's our North American tour DJ.
Yep. yeah.
So I know that I would have loved if you know, I grew up in a musical family and I was able to sit in on jam sessions with live instruments, bass, drums, you know, keys, guitar. My dad plays the horn now, something he picked up later on in life, but it's something he always wanted to do. The difference between you and my dad, however, is that he kind of like waited till we were grown and kind of like put off his passion, you know, so he can, you know, make sure we had what we needed. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And by the time he was able to do it full force, baby, he was like, I'm gonna keep going. He even got gigs lined up. He got more gigs than me, Kemo.
Oh, see?
He's like, I got a gig this day. I'm like, dang, okay, daddy. But I love the fact that you not only are staying with your passion, you're doing it while she's young, and also having her there with you to see the process. Because I think when it gets time and you're like, man, I don't feel like mixing this down. She's like, all right, Dad, I got it. Like, how cool would that be?
The key thing about this is too, and it's funny that you mentioned that. So, two things. So one thing is I never wanted to influence her or steer her in the direction that I'm in. Right? I didn't want her to be like, hey, be a DJ because daddy's a DJ, or be in the music of that. Like, I never guided her. Like, and I got footage just for proof, just in case people, if it ever come down and she winds up being a DJ and they're like, oh yeah, no, she did this when she was only a few months. She just went up to my turntable, started. I never once tried to show her anything. It's almost like she knew what to do, you know. And then you know, I got more footage. Like she was like 2. She just, I mean, she grabbed the microphone once before. I've never shown her how to use a microphone, and she knew exactly what to do with it. So I'm like, oh, you've been here before, and you must have been in entertainment then too, because so it's like, you know, she just had a natural knack for it. Now, where she goes from here, you know, it may not be nothing of it. She may go a completely different direction when she get older, but if she ever decides to go in the entertainment industry, it's there. She been, I mean, from birth, she been doing it. So, but watching her triggered a couple things, because even now I see she still has an interest in my turntables and things like that. And you know, we started Just Savvy DJs, DJ Coalition, you know, to bring DJs together. And it's crazy because I'm about to make this announcement on your show for the first time. But big news. So what happened is, when we started doing the coalition, a lot of female DJs responded first. So we ended up shout DJ Star, shout DJ and DJ Red Bottom. So it was like different. So and we did. I was on a radio station, official Street Madness Radio, and I've seen a lot of the female DJs on there not get the credit that was due. Right, it's a male-dominated industry, and you know, and a lot of them were getting overshadowed, or you know what I mean, pushed to the side, or just not getting respect. And then we would have these group chats, and I would see them speak out and speak their piece and say that, you know, and they lost a lot of good female DJs that was on there. And so I thought there's really no outlet really for female DJs specifically. Like, there's always opportunity. Like, they always say, oh yeah, you know, but there's no real outlet, there's no real union. And so I was thinking, why don't we just make Just Savvy an all female DJs coalition? And I'm thinking that's what we're gonna do. And I'm making an announcement here. And yeah, so if you're a female DJ, and you looking for a home, and you tired of being overshadowed by all the other male DJs, come to Just Savvy. No, seriously, but yes. And what we offer for the female DJs is way more, same thing that we was going to offer to all the other DJs, right? So essentially, we were offering security. Not to say that you can't protect yourself, but you might be going to a DJ to a spot, and it may be in a territory that you've never been at, but you try and get you a bag, and you may not feel safe. If you have someone escort you, then you got it. Just Savvy DJ, salute. You know, we'll make sure we have security in that area to make sure they escort you back and forth to your event, from your event safely, with all your equipment and everything in hand and all that. Also classes, DJ classes. So if there's females that want to learn how to DJ, or maybe have a knack or want to enhance their skills, we're gonna offer that for them. They can come tap in, brush up on their skills. We just offer it for just anybody in general. You want to take classes, you can take classes. You know, whole camp. It's a whole. It's more than just a bunch of DJs get together. You know what I mean? You know, we of course gigs. You need gigs. We'll do the footwork, try to find gigs for you and see who's available to do them. You know, they can cross-reference each other. You know, it's just a whole union, you know what I mean? Because then there's a lot of DJs that wind up getting bigger than their bridges. Like, they got too many gigs, and they're like, I can't be 10 places at once. Let me tap in my sister over here. Let me tap in, boom, bring her in, let her do this. And so, and essentially, they got a sisterhood, and they building up. And why all girls? Because I got a daughter, you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm a girl dad, so I look at it like, and if she could be just one, she could be one of them. She may not, but she could be one. You know what I mean? And so I'm already paving the way for her too. So, yes. So indeed, yes, female DJs, tab in with me. We're gonna get right.
So y'all heard it first right here on Think Different TV. Just Savvy DJs is now an all-female DJ coalition. And I mean, do you also provide tips and tricks as far as DJing is concerned, and you know, because I think the biggest thing is how to promote yourself and how to really put yourself out there. And if y'all are doing all of that, that takes a lot of weight off of the shoulders of the people who want to just DJ. Because sometimes people have it in them to DJ, they have that gift to DJ, but they're not really good with the promotion or, you know, all the other stuff that come along with it. So
Just Savvy promo team, we'll have all that on deck. We'll also encourage each DJ to get their own personal promo team, Shout out to DJ. Shout out to Stella the Don, who another DJ I'm working with. We get ready to do some mixtapes too, so stay look for that top notch mixtape coming soon. But shout out to Stella Don, who has her own promo team. She has her own promo team. Like she does events in Atlanta, and she like, yo, they go out and market for me and get people to come out to my shows, and her events are thick, like they packed out. You know what I mean? And so, and that's, you know, that's dope. You know what I mean? So that would be a guide for me. Like if I had, you know, any other female DJs come out, like, go look at what Stella doing. Like she got her own promo team. I would link them and, you know, show them how to get it done. And you know, she would be more than willing to do that. And you know, but we will also have just the general promo team. You know, so but if there's any DJs under our coalition that got things going on, we got them out there promoting it. You know, because that was part of it when we started the coalition in the first place. Like, hey, y'all got stuff going on, send us the flyers. We'll make sure we're promoted on our pages and make sure we get the promo out there, because that's all important too. But again, it all depends on the DJ's work ethic. Like how hard you working. Do you know what I mean? Because you ain't just about to get this free promo and you ain't even doing that for yourself. You're not even going hard for yourself. So, you know.
Yeah. What I've seen in you is that you're not only a businessman, but you're a businessman. You get what I'm saying? And this is very important. My financial side is talking to me right now, and it's saying, guys, I know that it's not like the first thought that pops into your mind, but insurance. Make sure y'all purchase insurance on your equipment.
Yes.
Because it's part of your business, and you want to make sure that if anything should ever happen to your equipment, you know, theft, any type of destruction, anything that happens to your equipment, you're able to replace in a timely fashion so you can keep that money going. Sometimes investing in that insurance to make sure that you are, and that goes for musicians. You got instruments. Yes. Vocalists who have equipment, like sound equipment, to make them sound better when they go out to these shows, like Tony Jones. I was talking about Tony Jones, how he had his own sound equipment, had his own speakers, his own soundboard, because he knew what sound he wanted to have when he was on the stage.
Absolutely.
If you're investing all this money into it, don't just settle for the insurance that comes with that particular piece of equipment. Go and purchase insurance on all of your equipment as a whole. Pay that fee every month. Keep your stuff insured, so if something should ever happen to your equipment, you're able to, like I said, replace it in a timely fashion. You're not there scraping money together all of a sudden because you got to get a new soundboard, you got to get a new this, you got to get a new that.
Check this out. If you're a DJ, I'm sorry. If you're a DJ, you buy yourself, and I ain't gonna. There's a Guitar Center is a general spot to buy your instruments. Most people go to Guitar Center to buy their stuff, their hardware, right? They always ask you, do you want to do the insurance? They don't let you leave without hitting you like, hey, you want to get this insured? You want to get that coverage for like 2 years or something? If you say no, you might as well have just not put your card back in your wallet and walk out the door, because you ain't ready, you ain't serious. Because at the end of the day, like it's big stuff, man. Especially if you're a DJ, anything you want to get your stuff insured, because if you do not, you won't cry later. Anything can happen. I never forget, man. I was at an event, man. Actually, a couple events actually, but let's pick one. But again, thank God my speakers was insured. But I was DJing the event. Yeah, somebody, it got crazy. So, you know what I mean? And it was a scuffle with the owner of the venue and this random guy who was drunk, and they were scuffling and they bumped into the speaker stand, and the speaker, I mean, it was like, in my mind, it was in slow motion, because I was trying to get to the speaker in some time, and it was like, I'm trying to leave. And then I'm like thinking back, like, what was I going to do? Like, I'm about to leap and grab the speaker. What am I going to do? Like, it was already, and I just watched my speaker just sit and boom, smash, hit the ground. It was over. You know what I mean? Like, big dent in the casing. It didn't play the same. It was bad, but luckily it was insured, so I was able to get it repaired. They sent me a new one. Back to the shop, picked it up at the shop, brand new speaker in about maybe a week. You know what I mean? So, and it was cool. I ain't had to worry, like, you know, events I was able to rent a speaker for a little while at Guitar Center. It was like $50, and until my other speaker came. So it all worked out, and yeah, you know.
And that
But
includes
if it wasn't
engineering equipment, everything.
right, so
Everything.
right,
All
and
your equipment.
I had to spend $50, whereas I might have had to spend $300. You know what I mean? So you figure, you know, and having that insurance is important. You know what I mean? And it only costs me what, $20 extra at checkout to get that coverage. You know, so you know it's worth it. You got to get that insured. I mean, you got to get your equipment insured. And yes, as an engineer too, because stuff malfunctions. You know, you got people come over recording, somebody getting drunk, spill something on you, spill water, spill liquor or something. You're gonna be mad. You're gonna hurt somebody.
Oh my gosh, I could not imagine. I don't even want to imagine that, because I'll probably cry.
Damage a microphone, you know what I mean? Like, and then a lot of people don't realize too, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't have a certain kind of, like, you know, if you know, if you have a high quality microphone like an AKG or whatever like that, like you go. But if your microphone is, you know, not really up to par, if it's basic, you know, sometimes smoke can mess up the fibers in the mic, and you know, it won't record as properly as it needs to. And so if you got a mediocre mic or just a basic mic, and you got dudes over there smoking and blowing smoke into the mic, you messing yourself up too. So it's like, you know what I mean? You're like, damn, well, my mic ain't picking up like it's supposed to, because, you know. So there's a lot of things, especially if you're an engineer that got clients too like that, get your stuff insured, man. So you know, just random malfunctions you don't even know sometimes happen, and you know, you just like, now you out of an equipment. You know, something might have just sparked and exploded on the inside of it. You know, electrical damage, anything, and now you got to get a whole new thing just because you ain't spent extra $20 to $30 and check out. So
we learned a lot of good things in this conversation, but the main topic of it all is investing in yourself, not just money, but time too, and time to learn a new skill if you are not already doing that, to alleviate some of the pressure off of you as an artist. I know with creatives, we tend to just be like, oh, I just want to be the artist. I just want to create good music and everything like that. But there's, like I said, there's so much that comes with it. You said it as well. There's so much that comes with that it helps to know other areas, because then you'll have the key, so to speak, to get into other rooms or get into other conversations. Sometimes when you're just the artist, you can't be part of certain conversations because you don't know what the heck they're talking about. It's like being a singer, but you don't write none of your music. It's like when they ask you, like, what was your creative process behind writing this song? You be like, I don't know, it was written for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't come from your own personal experience. You're going to kind of get caught in the trap of just singing whatever someone decides to write for you, or you get stuck in it, and nothing's personal to you, you know. And I always wanted to do that as an artist, is have music personal to me. So how did I do that? I just wrote my own stuff. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not against, you know, if somebody writes a song for me and me singing that song, I'm not against that. I'm just saying that it's something different about singing something you've created from your heart and from the muscle and everything, from your own mind. It's something different about doing that. Oh, dang, it's already 11:20. All right, so I know that I want to hear some music, because we've been talking about your music. We've been talking about all of these things, but I know you got Pandemic. I know you have things with New Jack Kings, Daydreaming Crazy, Pandemic the Cure remix. I know, but I want to hear Changes in its entirety. I've heard it, but I want other people to hear it in its entirety.
You ain't heard Changes in its entirety. You know, you could just go on Spotify and listen to that, right? Nah, it's cool.
It's available.
You go to YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you can listen to it on IG when you put it on as an audio.
It is streaming everywhere that you listen to music. I promise you. Changes is there. Yeah, by yours truly. You dig? So, but yes, I will let you. I will play it in its entirety. Shout out to Uncle Marv again. Blessing it on the mixes. Shout out to Trevo, South Carolina. Stand up, you already know. Yeah. Changes, man. Here we go. We're gonna get right to it. Again, NFT coming soon. No free tips. Still looking for features if anybody want to rock with me. Let's get to it. Changes. Let's go.
I don't want to change up anymore. Every time I fall, I hit my head on the floor. Every time I don't want to change up anymore. Every time I fall, you ain't never pick up when a nigga call. You ain't never pick up when a nigga call. I don't want to change up anymore. Every time I fall, I hit my head on the floor. Every time I don't want to change up anymore. Every time I fall, you ain't never pick up when a nigga call. You ain't never pick up when I fall. I was just about to quit. All these haters talking shit. I realize I'm so legit. MC having something with it. Trying to be Forbes on the list. Trying to put a house on the rich. I know my baby mama pissed. Now she see that I'm shit. But I got the girl. And I get it third. You can't make you look and ignore it. You're making me bored. You fly, you float, you fly, you floor. I be the hottest one, ain't no one better. 100 degrees and I'm rocking the sweater. Never get teasing, I'm getting that better. That means I'm sorry. I'm playing my part. I don't change it anymore. Every time I fall, I hit my head on the floor. Every time I don't want to change it anymore. Every time I fall, you ain't never pick up when a nigga call. You ain't never pick up when a nigga fall. I don't want to change it anymore. Every time I fall, I hit my head on the floor. Every time I don't want to change it anymore. Every time I fall, you ain't never pick up when a nigga call. You ain't never pick up when a nigga fall. Bitches be money to say, and not the heroic. I only need one, and she hold her own, but act like you know it. Play with your kids, hold on, play with me. You talking money, don't know what your language be. Ain't you pretending me, just understand if you niggas is playing no originality. I do it for TV, these ain't funny beat me. I make them the easiest, I will believe me. I like she like it, so I rock me. I do the right thing, they follow me tight. I came from the bottom, on top of the top. I've been through a lot, though, that's in the pot. We made for the fame, we made in the stage, we love for the game, man. Cousin, bro, they fight me. Fuck, friend, won't fight me. I'm a god, I'll split fire. If you text me home, never fight me. Ain't trying to impress you. Just know we here, don't feel no pressure. No stress, bro. Just know we the best flat. Someone could have test that. Living the dream. Getting that cream. Niggas like, what do you mean? I got me a queen. Part of the team, that's why they be looking so mean. When I hit the scene, I'm rocking that red, but really I'm all about that green. I'm like a machine. But I don't break down. Just know you shutting me down. I don't change it anymore. Every time I fall, I hit my head on the floor. Every time I don't want to change it anymore. Every time I fall, you ain't never pick up when a nigga call. You ain't never pick up when a nigga fall. I don't want to change it anymore. Every time I fall, I hit my head on the floor. Every time I don't want to change it anymore. Every time I fall, you ain't never pick up when a nigga call. You ain't never pick up when a nigga fall.
Yeah. Y'all already know that changes.
Hey.
Make sure you check that out streaming everywhere on all major platforms. You dig? Spotify, Apple Music, wherever it's at. Make sure wherever you listen to music, that's where it's at, man. Changes. You dig?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, you know what? I know there's other music that
what's up, Big C? What up, man? Yeah.
I know there's other music that you got, and I don't know, like, can you play like 2 more cuts for us tonight? Cause I'm feeling frisky. I want to hear some more music. Like,
what we got? Well, I can play. What I'll do is I'll give you guys some snippets from NFT. You know what I mean? Some exclusives. No free tips. That's coming soon, man. That's on. That's going to also be on all major platforms. There's a particular song that I there's a little difference called Freak. That was good. That's going to be the first single off of that. It was going to drop a couple weeks back. Yo, working on them, yes. So no favors. That's another one. Chivo the Fire's on that one, man. Yeah. We got a couple that's on deck, man. I got one with B&A Allen. Yeah, man. It's just a vibe, man. So you know. We'll see. So I think I'm gonna let y'all see. I'm gonna give y'all a snippet of what Freak sounded like.
Telling y'all his catalog is extensive. Make sure y'all follow.
Put me on the spot. Put me on the spot.
Make sure y'all follow I am DJ Kemo if y'all not already. Y'all gotta hear this guy's catalog. Make sure you get Breaking Kemostry, streaming on all platforms. Changes is on all streaming platforms right now. Look out for the album NFT. You know, shout out to all the people that have been tuning in tonight and showing Kemo love tonight. Like, you got Trevo on here, Big C. You got, oh my gosh, like JB 2024 on here. He's showing some love through 3 fire signs.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody that's been tuning in, rocking out with us, man. This is really a vibe. All right, so here's Freak. Here we go.
This shit crazy. Okay, we getting fucked up with this one. I need a free. Know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? I need a free. I need one of these to be a free. Let me tell you. Shake that ass when you see me now. Shake that ass when you see me now. Know what I mean? Need a big, I need a free. Shake that ass when you see me now. Every time I hit a birthday, like, what if I'm next? I just switch my flow so many times, they don't know what it's saying. Yeah, I see the haters watching my nigga trying to copy that. But I'm not 10 foes, nigga. Do you copy that? But that's the old me. Probably get a test if you know me. Not set up like loosely. Had to give a fight with no heat. Not a killer, but don't push me. Bring your wife, he come and do me a picky eater with that sushi. Say my grace for eat that pussy. You know what I need? You gotta speak. That's why I need one of these there to wig. I need a free. She a friend. I get home in the morning, that's a head start. So deep in her ocean, change the coral just like Mozart. She be getting lower and that thing is like a go-kart. And I hit that bullseye every time, just like I throw darts. You ain't know your A game, cause you too concerned with ego. Trying to ride my way, but I'm above it like a seagull. Ain't trying to test some waters, but the quality is zero. Ain't trying to ride my way, but I'm too fly, no superhero. I can make the pussy pop, put it on the stick, 3 licks, make the pussy pop, not a tootsie pop, but a tootsie pop, like it's 95, and I with my phone, keeping nigga hold up, watch her get low, hit the flow, we gon' do some more, make her on her roll, Jody smoke, so she back it up, on her tippy toe, smoking on that hoe, it's incredible, and I watch it get loose,
That was a snippet of Free for me. And then I'm going to give y'all one more. This one is already out already. Technically, this would be the first release single on NFT. And this is, we talked about this. This is Pandemic Remix, where I had to wear the DJ hat. Well, I'm actually not rapping on this, but the artist on here did it so much justice that it's only right that I just let them do their thing. Like, I couldn't, you got preach out here.
Before you even play the next song, he took everything out of me to not start twerking. I was like, I can't be out here twerking on the camera. It took everything out of me to twerk, but definitely when I'm listening to the song in my room, I'm going to be twerking. It's one of that shit.
Oh my God. Well, hey, you know what? Hey, that's cool, man. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to make you dance. And yeah, if you ain't dancing, something ain't right. Something ain't right. You're supposed to be dancing. But yes, this is Pandemic Cure Mix. Like to call it the Cure Mix because I got the cure. Because why not? You did?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Shout out to. Huh? What's that?
I said, let's get it. I mean, you say you want to shout out to
Shout out to B&A Allen. Let's go.
Yes. We fit the trends.
Trevo the Fly, let's run it.
DJ Kemo.
Break.
I'll be anxious. Get it up and I want to cover the thing that's thing. Cause I seen the name, the level up the brain to begin again. The day to come to aim. I was in the pain and reap the pain. I cool see your face and be the size of brain. I first to beat the dick. Cause ain't just beat it by the cooking out the simulator. Head in a panic when I'm a really comes up. You don't want to call it before I hear it struggling. Broken knee, double heat, cover teeth, miss we hardly fall out. We get falling out, we get lit, we good, we fall out. Just don't fall out. in the trunk when I call the pumpkin cook till they fall out.
Yeah. Preach out, yeah, let's go.
They gotta bury you. Get these in my way, didn't care for you. Could have been for my leg, could have made the move, could have went in that way, might have made the news. And that's the only nigga that takes you. So they hands in a sack of food. Finally, fit me not passable. Stay high to see shit more masterful. You fast and that they don't clap for you, but I'm twice to you, and that shit ain't true. I'm like Father Phil is down best too. That I sacrificed, that they all realize what I came to do, and my aim is true.
Being they had it, let's go.
Make them shut it in their mouth. Heard they doubting me, but I got what they talking about. Not the only name that make them proud.
Let them know. Yeah.
4 times in my first rodeo. Like the city girl to the top, shut it down.
It's quiet.
They ain't fucking with me. Again, tell them niggas don't fuck with me.
Let's
I got
go.
problems with niggas, but they got
Problems with me.
got my fans and you know they
Stay up with me. Let's go. Let's go. Bad savage.
Against my weight.
Shorty in love with the shoulder.
The bag, stacking the cans, up on the lows. We are like a person, stuck in the cruise, on the lows. They be abusing. They know we be moving. Right into that, from respect. It can go left with some of the movement.
I love the head, but I would have checked.
I'm the one respecting the three.
Hey. Being they had it, let's go. Yeah. I'm going crazy. Whoa. I know that it's shy. Back on the block. Getting my payday. Chivo, let's go. I tell the DJ, bring it back. Put the city on my back. I might put diamonds on my mask. And that's a motherfucking splash. Let's go. I'm busting like these. I'm a band, did to get some racks up. My sacks up. My sacks up. So everybody tell the police to leave back up. This drink up, turn to the city girl. Just act up. Hey. Yeah. Keep up. They know me, but they been putting on shit to her like man, they been panic, they know that I'm a they be talking about. Respect my name when they come out your mouth. We the ones they be talking about. Respect my name when they come out your mouth. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Bring it back. They're telling me to bring it back. Yeah. You already know Pandemic to Cure Me, you dig? Streaming on all platforms. Yeah. Trevo. Yes, sir.
Listen,
Man said, yo.
Like I said, he has an extensive catalog, y'all. So y'all need to go. Y'all need to just follow him and see what's going on with him. Not only, listen, there's a few pages. I'm also going to tag them when I, end up posting this live. But you got I Am DJ Kemo. You got Just Savvy DJs. You got New Jack Kings. New _Jack _Kings. You got what else? You got like
Kemo made my chef page. Why not throw that out there? They're looking for a meal. I got my chef page too to put that on.
Oh, yeah. Where my plate? See, look. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you always be cooking and your food be looking all good. And I'm like, where my plate at? All you gotta do is mail it. Like, just mail it.
I email it. I'm gonna email it. I'm gonna send it to your DM. I'm gonna send it to your DM. I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you.
So wrong. So wrong. You do be so wrong. Let me see. This Draco twerk like a little.
City girl at the couple shots is gonna act up. Yup. One of my favorite lines from that verse. Boy.
So yeah,
dirty songs kill everybody, and he back to the police, and he back up. Boy, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Love the bars, man. Love the bars, yo, for real.
So yes, his chef page is well. Oh my gosh, you got so much going on. I'm not playing by my food either, but we gonna go away from that. But you got a lot of great music. I am so proud of you. So proud to see your growth as an artist, as a business. You know, everything that you're doing is just one step closer to everything that you had set out to do from the very beginning. You've been a go-getter from the very beginning. From all the time that I've known you, you've always been doing something. And that's what I'm telling a lot of people, like, don't be like me. Don't take years off. I took literally years off.
No, but you know what? You know who used to take years off and came right back? Prince. Prince would step in and out of the game for years. Like, he would be gone. He would come out, smash, kill it, disappear for like a few years, come back, kill y'all with way more hits. Sometimes you need to take that step back to recalibrate and get you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, right, we artists, right? As an artist, you artists, we giving y'all what we got from inspiration. You know what I mean? We built off inspiration. So if there's nothing that is inspiring, or there's nothing that's going on in our lives enough to give us what we need to make that song, to make that album, we can't force it. So it's like, it could just be that point where you like, yo, it's not, I need to go. And that's what happens. Like, a lot of artists do this. Like, they'll say, I'm gonna take a season, I'm gonna go travel, I'm gonna go do this, or do some manual labor because I haven't done. I just make me feel human again, or do something out of the ordinary, or just find a new path that's outside of music, right? And then that's where they find other inspiration, and then they'll come back and make the best album of their career. You know what I'm saying? So it's sometimes you need to do that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you get so conditioned in cranking out songs. And even look, I just watched the interview with Lil Wayne. He just pretty much said the same thing, and I'm like shocked, man, to see the growth in him even. He was like, yo, he said, man, I just said so much stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I just said so. In fact, I think Chivo put me onto that. And he was just like, you know, I said so much stuff. I gotta, you know, sometimes it'll take him weeks to come up with a verse. You know what I mean? Because he don't want to say what he been said already. And then there's also, he don't want to, you know, what he said, what people, you know, he got to think about what people want to hear. What people wanted to hear in 95 don't want to hear now. You know what I mean? It's a little different. So he got to, you know, it's strategic. So that these things are important. So sometimes you gotta take a step back away from the table before you come back and kill the game one time, man. So yeah, don't.
So how do you feel about? And I guess this will be the last question to kind of wrap. Well, second to last question to kind of wrap it up. Where do you?
Would I see myself?
No, that's not what I was gonna ask.
But go ahead.
What do you think about the state of music that we're in there? Like the state that music is in right now. Like what?
You said the state of music right now.
That's out on the radio.
See, that's funny. You know, I think that's a very interesting question when people say that, man. When you say, and this is because I'm a music head, the state of music is not just mainstream. Mainstream is a small part of this big ass spectrum of the music, and it's become smaller, believe it or not, being that we have so many other platforms. You got all of these streaming networks. You got Spotify, Apple Music. You could go on Spotify and just press play or find one song you like, hit play, and just let that shit just rock out, and you'll discover so many other artists, so much different music that is related to that, or even you'll go down a rabbit hole, and because Spotify just be selecting songs for you, boom, play this, play that, and you'll be like, who is this? And and these artists are all popping in another country, and or maybe down the street from you. You don't even know. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's people that's the recording artists who've never even performed on the stage before. Is sitting at home collecting because they just recording in their bedroom or at their studio, wherever, and putting these songs out, and they generating 1 million plus or 3 billion streams, and they just recorded it the other day, and they just sitting back collecting checks, and they famous all over the world, but they can go to the grocery store because nobody know who they are. You know what I'm saying? They just a recording artists making money. So when you say like the state of music, it's like I could sit here and tell you about all the mainstream artists that Power 105 may play, or the big or all the mainstream radio stations play, which is all like the top 40. And I feel like that's cool. You know what I mean? And if we're talking about that part of the mainstream, they got to do what they got to do because they have an agenda to follow. Like they got to crank a certain sound out. This is what 2022 sounds like. So this is what we have to play. So they got to stay in that bracket on that agenda. You know what I mean? So this is why we turn on the radio. All I hit, yeah, that's because you turned on the radio, and that's what you're going to hear because they doing their job. They playing what they got. This is what they told 22 sound like. So this is what we gonna play on the stations. This is who's paying the bills. You know what I mean? And that's what we gonna play. You know what I mean? Now, if you want to hear something else, then you got to step away from the radio, step away from the mainstream, and go out. You have so many options now, and there's so many great, talented artists out there that are popping. Look at my man Nine Tech. You know what I mean? So you got so many artists out here that's just people don't look at on the mainstream, but it's rocking. On you know what I mean? It's making their money, it's doing their thing, man. So kudos to them. You know what I mean? That's what it's saying. So there's a few mainstream artists that I listen to, I rock with, but then there's a lot of other, like Masego. I like Masego. Who's Masego? A lot of people don't know who Masego is. Dope artist. K Trinata. You know what I'm saying? Like Gold Link. Like, you know what I mean? The Gold Link is starting to get a little more popular, but he's still not quite mainstream. Like, these are the artists that I'm like, yo, they are popping, and they have a huge fan base, but people don't know them like that. You know what I'm saying? I discovered K Trinata on Spotify years ago, and I was like, who is this? And then to find out that Gold Link, this is before he came out with Crew. They did that song Crew with Gucci. It's like Gold Link, and when Gold Link and K Trinata joined forces, it's insane. Like, the music is crazy. You know what I mean? But what am I talking about, right? But it's like, again, you gotta expand, so.
So that's where I'm at with it. I also noticed time just be passing so fast. Like it's so much that I want to talk about. There is this thing I at my job, they are trying to play music, so that we can listen to music while we're working and all that stuff. And at one point in time, I was the one that was playing the music for the job. And I just found it harder to put songs that are today on my song list, because a lot of the music today that they were suggesting or that were hits of today just sound very depressing and sound like it's just like I just couldn't get with it. I remember when we used to have party songs, like actual party songs where we party like they party in a different way.
People on drugs, the drugs make you depressed. You got to play the music that matches your high. If you have a depression high, which a lot of these drugs will do, especially now, we're in the pandemic, so a lot of people are going down when they do these drugs. They're going down, so because the pandemic fucked them up. So this is what 2022 sounds like. Depression, because we in a sense of another depression. So when you hear these songs, it's like, this is 2022. We've been hearing this since 2020, really. This is what the pandemic sounds like right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what it is. Now, what 2023? Now, but I'm telling you, it's about to be a change. See, now think about it. Again, remember I was saying earlier about watching everything. I'm watching it. look at it. And this is why me and B&A Island is on the wave right now. We was kind of on it. And I'm gonna be honest, we didn't predict this. We just kind of was like, let's try this fun thing, and then we did it. And then we were like, yo, did you realize what we just tapped into? Like, because it's like they going back into the '90s right now. Like, you think about right now, you're hearing advice from all of the artists who were popping in the '90s. They coming out, they're giving out their advice. Their voices matter now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a couple of years ago, they was just like, oh, y'all old heads, y'all has me, But now in this pandemic, all of the legends is getting their respect. They getting their flowers. Why? Because we lost a lot during this pandemic. We lost a lot of legends, and people are starting to feel like, well, damn, yo, they didn't get their flowers, man. Like, damn. And people that didn't even know until they found out that they died. They like, oh, they looking back. They're like, yo, they did that. They did that. They was dope. You know what I mean? And it's like they didn't even know. And so now you're looking at who's left, and everybody's now, they're like, okay, respect. Let's give them their flowers. Now that they're getting their flowers, they kind of got the floor. So they're like, yo, if this is hot, this is hot. Let's play. So now people are paying homage. People are going back to the 90s, finding the samples, trying to do those vibes, trying to get back into those kicks. You know what I mean? Look at Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, what they did. They went way back. And they
way back to Love Train.
Right.
Oh, my gosh.
Right.
Function. Yes.
So we formed New Jack Kings. We were just having fun. And we like, yo, we in this. In a sense. So when we put out Daydreaming, and the buzz that it got, and when Scoop was like, yeah, you know what I mean? Because Scoop, I'm telling you, Scoop was not trying to do this song with us at first. He was like, listen, like, you know, we do it, y'all gonna have to get charged. My PR team, they're gonna hit you at this price, that price. I don't know if y'all can afford it. But just let me hear the song. Came back, sent this, hey, you know what? I'm gonna jump on it. I'm gonna get on it. I ain't gonna charge y'all. I like what y'all doing. Let's do it. When I heard the song, and we got all of this, we got receipts for this. I don't think we over here capping. But like he was like, yo, when I heard the song, it took me back to Beyonce when she did the Before I Let You Go. He said it gave me chills. Like when I heard it, he said because I'm from that New Jack era, so it took me there. So he was so hyped. He said yes, you know what I mean. And he was like, yo, I'm behind you. I'm supporting you. Like y'all put out more, I got y'all. And so you know he extended all of his resources to us. You know what I mean, and to do whatever we got to do for this project. So to have a legend like that support that. That's when it was like, okay, it's getting real. And then the other legends started to follow. You get Paul Anthony from Full Force. You get Gene Groove Island. You got Teddy Riley on the lookout. You got Kid and Play. And you got all these people that's like on our radar now. You know, I got Angelique Bates. She just reposted. I was playing around. I was bored playing around, and all that was one of my favorite shows from all time, man. Like I used to #1 show, man. I used to watch when I was a kid. And I did a little skit, little reel. And she reposted it. One of the original cast members of all that. She just reposted it like, gave me the hand clap. Like, so she gave me the hats off as if I did a good job. And I was just playing around. So to pop up on her radar, like, you know, all the 90s legends. Waldo Alvarado from Family Matters. Just start following B&A. You know what I mean? So it's like, the legends is, yeah. So it's getting, you know, Kid and Play's DJ Wiz. It's following it. So it's like, it's starting to, and we getting the attention of these legends that are now starting to have a voice in it. So it's, you know what I mean? And it's one of the things where it's about the shift. So 2023 going to sound real nostalgic. 2023 moving forward, I guarantee you, it's going to sound real nostalgic. You're going to hear a lot of those classic 90s sounds. You're going to hear, yeah, you know what I mean? You might hear a revamp of a new sound, like New Jack. But I'm just saying, like, you know, it's going to be crazy. So, yeah, I'm not even worried about that, man. Like I said, and of course, you're still going to have your mainstream bubble, but that's only a small part of the game. It's only a small part.
That's always what happens with music anyway. It's like we go through these cycles. It's up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And you just got to get in where you fit in sometimes. You got to know. Sometimes it's not even knowing the wave. It's just creating whatever makes you feel good. You get what I'm saying? And then it just so happen to be the wave. And when people see you having fun doing what you do, then it's contagious. It's like, oh, they up here, they having fun and everything like that. It's like, oh, I remember watching a video where it was just like a few people. They went out to like this pier, and it was a whole bunch of people just standing around, you know, tourists and stuff like that. And they started doing YMCA in the middle of that. And then other people just came over, was like, oh, they having too much fun, let's come over there and do it too. So they started doing YMCA too, and it was like a whole group thing.
That's it.
And
That's
like,
what we doing.
I was there, I would have joined in too. You get what I'm saying? So
that's
it's like
what we're doing with DJ King, bringing that feel good.
Yeah, sadness is contagious, but also fun is contagious. Happiness is contagious as well, you know. And what we want to do is get back to that happy place. And I feel like the direction that you guys are going in, and it is bringing that back, that feeling back, you know. Being able to have music we can clean our house to, you know. And I know I'll be sitting there searching like, what can I listen to kind of like. I always turn on my 90s playlist because it's the only thing that I can like, all right, you're going to get a little bit of heartbreak, but it's still like a catchy beat that you can kind of like groove to.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've been doing music.
So sad.
I've been doing music for so long, and a lot of my mother always been supporting my music, right? Like she always support, like, you know, she was, because I mean, it's part of the reason why I got into music. Like she was a gospel singer. She was in the gospel group, played the bass guitar with my aunts. You know, they used to go on tours and stuff. So my first introduction to music was through them. So like, essentially, whenever I do anything musically, and when I was younger, I always wanted my mother's approval. Like, Mom, you know, I'm like, you know, excuse this word and that word. Just listen to the song. Like, what you think? Like, you know. And so, you know, she'd be like, you know, she would like, why you had to say that? Why you had to say it like that? Or, you know, like, and so I'd be like, all right, you know. So like, my mother would like it. I had to later on when I started learning how to edit, I had to get her the clean version. Like, hey, it's a clean version if you want to listen to it. Like. So, but I feel good. I could just make music now, and we, you know, with this New Jack King vibe, like, I could just like, yeah, you know, she can listen to the whole album straight through, and she going to enjoy it. Like, you know, it's just good, feel good, you know, good music. You know, I ain't got to worry about like, oh, hold on. So, you know, that's cool. That's a whole different. We talk about different things. I do. It's a whole different avenue for me. Like, so it's fun. It's feel good doing it, and yeah, you know, it's just a win-win all the way. So, yeah.
Okay, here's my last question. Where do you see yourself? Because you was like, you thought I was going to ask it then, but I'm now going to ask it.
You're going to really go ahead and do that. All right. Let's go. Let's run it.
Where do you see yourself in the next, I don't know, year, 2, 5 years? Like, what can we expect to come from DJ Kemo in the years to come?
You're going to see real soon, actually. You're going to see my food business kick off. Starting a food truck. If you want to talk in the next 1 to 2 years, starting a food truck. I'm not going to go too much about it, but I'm incorporating food and music as in DJing. So that's the thing with me. Like I had a passion for cooking, and I've always had a passion for music. And the two things that people always going to want. People always going to listen to music. People always going to eat. So you go in the industry, you're going to be straight. But now I was always trying to find a way to bridge the gap, to bring the two together. And I was able to figure that out with this food truck business that I'm about to do. So you already know. So this is what I essentially doing. So I'm getting that to kick off. You know, eventually let that pipeline turn into a restaurant. You know, of course, some tours is lined up. I see with Scoop. You know, some things that we're gonna get ready to do. The New Jack Kings, I already see us taking off. The greatest part about it is, like I said about relationships, I've been able to build relationships with certain artists to the point where I can see them with me in these situations. And that's the thing. I want to see other people win. I want to see people around me win. I want to see that so bad. And this is why I became a DJ. I was able to get in the door and leave it open, be like, yo, come on, y'all. Like, you know, so it's just great. There you go. Being ALL. Yeah. So, man, where you been at, kid? Yeah. Salute. Yeah, but essentially, man, like that's just, I think that's the greatest part about it is that you know, I can see the people around me win. That's what I want to see that. I want to see that so bad. I want to see them. I want to see people win. But you know, I feel like people that I've worked with, didn't believe in themselves enough. Like they had the talent, and they just never, you know what I mean? It's like they didn't believe in themselves enough to follow through. You know what I mean? That old saying, you could take a horse to the well, but you can't make him drink. You know, And it's like, you know, time and time again, I've seen this happen with a lot of artists I work with. But today, I feel I'm in a different space with the artists that are in my circle now. Because it's not just artists too. You know, I got DJs, I got, you know, other curators, I got hosts. You know, so it's a different kind of circle now. And it's like the artists that are in my circle, they all like, we kind of all got that same mentality. You know, we may not all have the same things that we want. It's all together, but we all got the same mentality and the same goal. And the same goal is to win and to get there. You know what I mean? And it don't matter who gets there. You know, it don't matter. You know, it's as long as somebody get there and leave it open. You know, leave the door open. You know, and so I'm like, yo, if I gotta be the DJ to do it, kick the door open and say, yo, come in, come on. You know, and if I gotta throw somebody in front of me to get there, we do whatever we gotta do. You know, so that's yeah.
Awesome. I thank you so much for your time tonight, DJ Kemo.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
spending time with you on Think Different TV on the 20th episode.
That's my number too. 20. Birthday.
Yup,
Birthday
right?
episode. Yeah, 20 and 2020. Yeah, salute.
Yep. So, I appreciate you. Like I said, I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to see more great things come from everything that is happening with you. Trevo said you're gonna be at the Billboard Awards, VMAs, all that, you know. So, and if you need a date,
hey, we speak it into existence. We manifest it. That's what's up. Yeah.
If you need a date, I as long as I get fed, I'm good.
Right.
I'm gonna act right. Maybe I might I'm just saying. But definitely, I appreciate you. I appreciate everything that you do, and thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Yes, salute, little peace to you. Yes.
All right, so I will see you around. I hope to have you on the show again, you know, just to kind of delve more into the music topics that we discussed tonight. And I have a lot more. So, yeah, make sure y'all tune in, because this is not going to be the last time you see him on the show.
Yes, indeed. Y'all already know, man. Peace.
All right, thank you, DJ Kemo.
Yes, thank you.
So guys, go and follow I Am DJ Kemo, Just Savvy DJs, New Jack Kings. Follow all that. All right. like Trevo said, all that. Follow all of his IG. Tune in for his new album that is coming out NFT with the single Changes, which is available on all platforms right now, streaming on all platforms. So go and check that out. Also, Breaking Kemostry, go and listen to that album, because that album is fire. And he got a lot of stuff going on, y'all. Y'all need to catch this wave. It's going to be a lot of good music coming to y'all. And, you know, he's sharing his gift with y'all. So go out there, listen to him, shout him out, support, all that good stuff. So this is where I get sad, y'all, because I know it's coming to an end, but I got a few things that I want to talk about. You know, I always do my financial tip at the end. But before I even jump into that, I got to shout out my sponsors. All right? Because without them, Think Different TV, hosted by Lashia, would not be here every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we have Anointed Ads, which is an award-winning graphic design and website company. Over 14 years in the making, over 100 websites created, okay? You just know an anointed ad when you see it, honey, because it got that anointing on it, all right? And he has created the flyer for Think Different TV. He's created flyers for me in the past for my financial business. And I guess I can let the cat out of the bag, because Think Different TV is something that I said is a labor of love, and I love doing it, and I feel like it's time to have a website. So I've been working with Phil to put together the website for Think Different TV. So y'all will be able to go on there and access everything on one thing. And all of the artists that are featured or spotlighted on my show, I'm going to create a playlist so you can go there and listen to their music and also have access to go and purchase their music. So this is going to be something that we're going to work on diligently, because my plan is to have it ready by the 25th episode. So very short time period, right? Like it's like 5 weeks. So got to get going on it, but it's going to be amazing. Once that is up, I'm talking about like clips from the show, upcoming topics, a place where y'all can go and share how y'all feel about the show. And also, if y'all have any topics y'all want to discuss on the show, y'all can put it right on there. Mailing list, all of that stuff on the website. So Think Different TV will have a website very soon. Very, very soon. So when y'all ready to get y'all website started, right? Y'all ready to get that flyer created for your business or your event, listen, hit Phil up at 609-534-0237. Okay? And get this, right? When you mention Think Different TV, he's going to take 15% off of your first project. So definitely hit him up today. Get that project started today. I'm so excited that I'm going to be able to get my project started. So, and y'all be able to see everything that comes with the website and everything. You'll be like, dang, I need to get me a website, right? So I just was thinking about it like, dang, I don't have a website. And I think that will take the show to the next level. Also, I'm going to be creating merchandise to advertise the show. I'm talking about mugs, t-shirts, all of that. So definitely look out for that. It's going to be dropping very soon. So excited. That was the surprise that I had for you guys. All right. And then we have our other sponsor, Euphoria Water. Euphoria Water is the cleanest, healthiest water in Philly. Alkaline water with minerals, no additives, no chemicals, none of that nasty stuff. Yuck, right? And if you're gonna hydrate the right way. It just makes sense. Like, you don't want to drink this water that's not going to do your body justice. You want something, because we only get one body, right? And we got to take care of our bodies. And definitely, I always make sure I have my Euphoria water in my nice little wine glass, okay? Make sure I'm staying hydrated, staying here with you guys for a longer period of time. Did y'all know that sometimes certain waters that y'all drink can cause cancer? Did you know that? Yeah, not this water though. Okay, it's medical grade water. It has the highest form of pH in it. It's going to refresh your body in a way that your body thanks you. All right, by being here longer. You won't break down faster. You know, like somebody my age, and I'm not gonna say what it is. But, we start feeling all them pains we ain't know we could feel before, like in our knees and our back, and our neck, and our fingers, our eyelashes. And it's like, where did all these pains come from? But one thing, if you're going to incorporate a healthy diet and also working out and all that stuff, is also making sure you're hydrating yourself with the right water. So between eating fruits, y'all see I have my strawberries tonight. Between eating fruits and drinking Euphoria water, I'm good, honey. I'm good. I'm straight. So Euphoria water, when you're ready to place your order, you can go right to Euphoria water right here on IG at UPHORIAWATER. And if you live in the Philadelphia area and you want it delivered to your home, Captain will do that for you. Just call him at 267-707-8279. I'm telling you, he delivers like big behind jugs like this. Like this. This is a lot of water. All right. So yes, definitely hit him up. All right, y'all. So this brings brings me to the last segment of the night. The last segment of the night is my financial tip. And I was going to talk about the different businesses, because a lot of people have been seeing on my page, you know, that I'm involved in a lot of different endeavors, and I wanted to just kind of talk on them just really quickly. So I come up in a family, in a society where it's like you go to school, you get your degree, you get a job, good paying. No, go to school. Yeah, you go to school, you get your degree, you get a good job, and then you pretty much work that job until you're able to retire, and then that's the end of it, right? Well, as the years have gone on, we realize that this path is not for everyone. Everyone doesn't have the mental capacity to do school for like 10 extra years, 12 extra years after they already got out of high school. Nobody, not just the mental capacity, but the energy to deal with all of that. Some people probably weren't even good in school, period, but they got through to the 12th grade year, graduated, and said, I'll never do school again. And they went right into the workforce. Now, that path, you know, I've taken. I've gone straight. I tried college. It was not for me. I tried, and I went into the workforce. But I can tell you that it's very draining, and it's also not secure when you have a job, because your livelihood is always in the hands of someone else. And when I was younger, I didn't really think about all that. I was just like, let me work this job so I can get some money so I can go to the mall or go here or whatever I want to do when I want to do it, and I don't have to ask nobody for money. That was my initial mindset. Then I got bills and all this stuff, and so I was like, let me work this job so I could pay my bills and maybe do something with the extra money that I got saved up. And then I got even older and had a son, and then it was like, let me work this job so I could pay the daycare, and which was like, oh, the price was over the amount I was paying for rent, and and pay my rent and pay my phone bill, pay my electricity bill. Like, after a while, it just becomes a little too much, you know? It just gets to the point where you're just like burnt out. So when I was presented with the opportunity to work with Primerica, at first I needed to switch my insurance because the insurance that I had was not great. But the help that I received from the company made me want to join in on it and take that step to educate other people on financial awareness, and also put them on to what I was on to. You get what I'm saying? That way people don't feel taken advantage of by certain companies, or they don't feel like they're missing out on information or anything like that. So in order to get started, I paid $124. All right, it was $99 to get the background check, and also to pay for my classes and everything like that. And then it was $25 to get the back office. And every month after that, I would pay $25 to keep the back office running. But it was a one-time fee of $124, and over the years it's been fluctuated. So one year I remember it was like $74. But let me tell you, the cost and the value. So the cost was $124, and then $25 every month thereafter. But the value that I got from it was several licenses in several different states to do life insurance, to put myself in a position when people are ready to cover their families and get income protection. I'm in a position where I can offer them that. And then, and also the experience and being able to travel, and then also having a business, a 1099, I was introduced to the world of write-offs, which was new to me. It was a brand new world to me. So I was like, what was the song? A whole new world. It was a whole new world to me. And I was like, really? I can write this off. I can write this off. And then it's opened up so many more doors. Then from that, I decided to, and mind you, these are all companies that I've used and then decided to go in and take part in and become a brand ambassador for. So for Primerica, I became an agent, a licensed agent. And with Mary Kay, which I only paid $30 to get started. I did want to get the sample pack, so it was like $105 altogether. And then in order to get my website up and running, what I did, well, the website was up and running when I paid the $105. But in order to really push forward, it was like $225 that I spent on top of that to get products in my possession to sell. That I was getting them wholesale, and then when you sell them retail, you get 50% on top of that. So I got products for $225, but I made an extra $225. So I got the investment that I put in, and then doubled it. So I had $450. So I made a profit of $225. So that more than paid for my investment. See, this is what I want to put out to people. A lot of people, when they start a business or they join into a already like a turnkey business, when they join into that, they always be worried about, oh my gosh, like the cost. But the value and the investment that you're putting into it, time and money. Sometimes the money is not even a big part of it. A lot of times people get a block on starting a business because they think about the time, not necessarily the money, because when they need to come up with $125 to pay for something else that they want to do, they have no problems coming up with that. And when they, need, what was the total investment today? $330 to do something else, they're going to make a way, right? The thing about it is that I didn't ever see it as a cost or money out of my pocket for a bad thing, because it was an investment to me, because I knew I was going to get that money right back. In fact, the first year that I was with Mary Kay, I made money. Like it wasn't like, because I knew a lot of people that already was using Mary Kay, so I was in a good market. Like everybody was already using Mary Kay, or they had a Mary Kay agent. It was like, I haven't spoken to her in a while, but I'm gonna give you a play because you're doing the da-da-da-da. So I made that money back. So I don't ever look at it, oh my gosh, like I'm paying all this money and this and the third. Like sometimes you have to give to get. Sometimes you have to invest money to make money. And a lot of people don't want to make that initial investment, and they look at it as a cost. But then when you turn around and you do your taxes and you're writing off your startup costs, you're getting that money right back. So that was another business that I took part in. Then I said, you know what, with my financial business with Primerica, I said I want to give more value to my clients. So how can I give more value to my clients? So the next step with that is to actually get your securities license. But I'm not gonna lie, my brain, I'm telling y'all, like I'm just a little burnt out, when it comes to stuff like that. So I needed something that could add value that I didn't have to go to school for, go to class for, or take tests for. So a young lady by the name of, let me shout out Vicky E, who introduced me to the Mary Kay business. My cousin Daryl introduced me to the Primerica business. And then when I did the credit repair business, Rashida, who doesn't even live here, she's like in West Virginia, and we just connected online. And I was telling her how I wanted to bring more value to my clients, and she brought up the credit repair, and the credit repair business, it cost me, well, not cost me, the initial investment into the business was like a little under $300. It's like $289 or something like that, or $239, one of those. And it was a one-time startup fee, and then after the month after that was $89. Now, you don't have to necessarily go that route. It was two different routes you can go. You could either be both a client and an agent, or you could just be an agent. So of course, when you're just an agent, you pay less because you're like, I'm not trying to be a client, I just want to be an agent, which is fine, because if you know, and I made good money off of that too, and I'm still collecting residual money off of that. Because the thing about it is that when you sign somebody up for the credit repair, credit restoration, they get their dispute letters, they get everything, they have access to customer service, they're able to get help whenever they need to. If they need to call you, they can call you. If they need any help with anything, the feature that I liked the most about it was the financial lockbox. And at the time, they had this program where it was like you could save money, like you can get cash back right away, and then they got rid of it. That was kind of sad, but they since then they have gotten rid of it. But they do have a travel, and they do have something where you can get savings on prescriptions. So all this was bundled in one thing, and that's $89 a month. So I was able to sign people up and everything like that. And as long as they keep their product in effect, as long as they keep their program going, I get a residual of $12 on each one. So initially I get like $100 for signing somebody up, and then after that, every month I would get get $12 on each one that I signed up in the previous month. So it's residual, and that $12 every month, and you get multiple people to sign up, it adds up. So definitely I was able to make some good money off of that, and I got my investment back, so I wasn't tripping off of it. I also invested, it was a lot of stuff I started doing, but those were like the top 3 that I had invested money into and seen like a return on my investment. And I'm telling you guys, like, scared money don't make money. Scared money don't make money. And you have to take a chance sometimes, and you have to bet on yourself. A lot of people get held back, like, am I going to be able to do it? Am I going to be able to be successful in it, or whatever? But sometimes you have to just do it and see how you feel about it. I mean, it's not like you're locked into it for life, so you can always be like, you know what, I don't want to do it no more, and you can cut out. But when you're going into a business, make sure you go into a business that you, one, have an interest in. Don't just join a business just for the sake of joining a business. And also be prepared to invest time in that business. The initial investment of money is nothing, but if you're not going to invest the time into it, don't waste your money. I wouldn't recommend it. Like, if you're joining Primerica, don't join Primerica and don't have any aspect or aspirations of getting your license, because that's where the money is. You get what I'm saying? Also, when you are in Mary Kay, when you buy the products, sometimes, like, the thing I love about Mary Kay is that you don't even really have to get any products to have, like, you do the $225 investment to get products the first time around, but sometimes you don't even have to do that. If you can get $225 in sales off people, like, hey, look at this website and tell me what you want or whatever like that, and I can order it in, and then you can pay me this for this and third. Like, you can get money that way. You don't even have to put the money in for that. So it's ways to do everything. If y'all want more information on those businesses, how I got into it, I forgot my travel business. My travel business, that was an initial investment of $200, and then every month after that is like 65 or something like that. But I just booked 2 trips, so I'm going to see that investment back. Like that's what I'm telling you. Like, get into something that's in demand, get into something that you have an interest in doing, and be prepared to do the work and put in the time. Like I said, the money, the initial investment is nothing if you're not going to put the time in. If you're not going to put the time in or the energy into it, don't even waste your money. Just, and don't give a hard time to those who are coming to you to present the opportunity to you. Because I'm speaking as somebody who is a recruiter, we don't just recruit anybody. So that's that, like, get that out of your head. Like, we don't just go up to just anybody and say, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? Like, we really look at a person's work ethic. What I do, I look at a person's work ethic. I look at, if they're going to actually put in the work. I ask all of these questions beforehand because I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste their time. And I will hope that they don't want to waste my time. So definitely, as a recruiter, and I'm just saying this, if somebody approaches you about an opportunity, don't just snub them, at least hear them out. If it's not for you, just say no thank you. You don't have to be rude about it. You don't have to go on a whole tangent like, all y'all want to do is recruit me, da, 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 da. Like, sometimes it's like, don't flatter yourself, because I'm coming to you because I see potential in you being great at what this business is. But if you don't see the potential, then definitely I'm gonna leave you alone. Because sometimes we see stuff in people that they don't even see, right? So I say that to say, like, don't give people a hard time when they come into you, when they present an opportunity to you. I get approached time and time again about being part of opportunities. I don't snub people. What I do is I do build relationships with those people. And then the thing is that I don't just go for the gusto and just be like, hey, you should be part of this business, or you should. I look at, what interests that person. Like, I do a lot of different things. So if I know that music, if I know that makeup is not your thing, or skincare or whatever, like, that's not something that interests you, you don't want to do anything associated with retail, I'm not going to propose a business like Mary Kay to you, because that doesn't interest you. You don't want to do anything with retail. So that's not going to be something that I would present to you. But if you express an interest in, well, I'm thinking of, or I always try to pair, like, if I know you're already doing something, I would try to present something that would complement what you're doing. So if you're into, like, doing taxes and stuff like that, I would be like, hey, have you ever thought about helping people with credit restoration, or helping people plan out, like, actually have a financial plan for the rest of their lives? Because some people, or real estate people, a good pairing with you, or not real estate, like mortgage loan person, because mortgage loan people, they need people that have good credit, or credit to get the loan. So what better position to be in than to be somebody that does credit restoration, because you help that person get their credit up. Now you can offer them a loan on their mortgage or whatever. It just works together. So I always look for things that complement each other. I got into Mary Kay because I love their products. I got into Primary because I love the product. I got into credit restoration because I love the product. So, and I wanted to share that product with other people, and I wanted to put other people on. So that's why I did what I did. So guys, definitely don't give people a hard time if they come to you with opportunity. If they're, like, really rude about it, then yeah, you gotta leave them alone. Like, you need to join this. Like, why you gonna spend money on this, but you can't do this, and why you, like, no, like, you're right. You want to steer clear of those people. But if they're coming to you and they're just like, hey, I noticed that you do this. Have you ever had an interest in doing this? Don't be rude Just be like if you don't have an interest in it, just say, no, really wasn't something that, but still kind of like hear them out, because sometimes we don't even know we have an interest in something till somebody brings it up. You get what I'm saying? So definitely you want to make sure that you don't give people a hard time when it comes to stuff like that. So I'm going to wrap up the show. This is my 20th episode. All right. And it's going on almost 12:30. So I want to shout out my sponsors one last time before I jump off of this. Before I jump into my usual sponsors, I'm also a sponsor of my own show. So TravelWise_Kai Smith is a sponsor of the show, because I do invest in myself. Whatever money I make from my businesses, I do invest back into the show. So shout out to TravelWise. And then also we're going to jump into my sponsors, Anointed Ads. Anointed Ads is an award-winning graphic design and website company, over 14 years in the making, over 100 websites created, including his own www.anointedads.com. You just know an anointed ad because it has that touch. It has that touch that you don't see in other advertisement. He has created the flyer for Think Different TV, also flyers for my financial businesses in the past. So listen, he's about his business, okay? And when you're ready to get your project started, be it your website, your flyer for your event or your business, make sure you hit up Phil at 609-534-0237. All right? And he will get that started for you. And when you mention Think Different TV, you get 15% off. That's Anointed Ads right here on IG, ANOINTEDADS. And like I said, you can hit them up at 609-534-0237 to get your project started, okay? And then we have also Euphoria Water, the cleanest, healthiest water in Philly, all right? And listen, if you're going to hydrate the right way, right? Medical grade water, the highest pH. It is anti-aging, anti-inflammatory, detoxifying, hydrogen rich, antioxidant, and alkalized water. Has all that for you. And when you're ready to put in your order, you can go to Euphoria Water right here on IG. That's UPHORIAWATER. Or if you're living in the Philadelphia area and you want to deliver it straight to your home, you can call Captain at 267-707-8279. And I always like to end out the show with me playing the Euphoria Water promo song done by Medusa Phil 215. So we're going to get into it right now.
What I want y'all to do is put your purity bottle in the air. If you got a jug, put it in the air. Yeah, just like that, come bobbing it. And if you don't, I want you to
go over there and get a sip of the pain. The only thing that quenches my thirst is in my brain. The only thing that's in my purse are in my career. You just gotta see the land. No other. You can guarantee it. Face glow. Anybody not tired. I feel energy, let me feel elevate. I feel energy, let me feel elevate. When you sit, you know there's no play. I guarantee you feel much better. This combination, I will in the face. So with the kidney, you didn't have chips. You spin, but it runs for the feet. Yeah, you can even not come out with the yeah. Drink your bottle of it. Yeah, it's coming by a drink with it.
get curious.
Bye.